And oh god, where's the other thing I need to click? That's the one I need to click. There we go. Alrighty. Welcome to Alrighty, everyone. Welcome to Wolf with Severity. There.
You good?
Yep. Let's just crack open that caffeine now. Alrighty, everybody. Welcome to Roll for Severity. We are on the OG campaign session 44. Hot damn. But yeah, we are on session 44 of the campaign with our homebrew D&D adventure. We play every second Sunday at 5 p.m. PST, right here at twitch.tv/Wolf for Severity. And then on the in-between weeks, we also usually run the this Wolfhanger campaign. It has been a little bit rough the past several times, just due to work interfering and life interfering and stuff like that. But we should be back underway soon, I believe. Mel?
Yep. Everything's clear.
Yay! Nero can make his return. If you're looking to watch or rewatch or catch up on past episodes, subscribers have access to the VODs immediately after the session airs over in our channel's VODs. Of course, for those who aren't subscribers, all episodes get uploaded usually about a week after they initially air over on YouTube. I can find the link for that down somewhere below the stream. I'm Ominous Giggle, the DM for this campaign. I'm joined by 3 of my 4 fantastic players, Jeanette, Mel, and not Nathan. Jamie is currently MIA because happy anniversary! Yay! But before we get underway, there's a few quick things to go over. 1, each month we donate a portion of all income generated by Roll for Severity to charity. That includes from direct donations, bits, subscriptions, and sales from our store. This month's charity is the BC Children's Hospital Foundation, a foundation supporting British Columbia's Children's Hospital and researching ways to transform and improve healthcare for children. Thanks to this foundation, we have not Nathan. So, definitely a worthwhile venture. 2, the Artificer store is up on tpublic.com/user/Wolf for Severity, or once again, there is a link somewhere down below the stream. Somewhere. So without further ado to my players, what happened last time?
I learned a lot about the price of travel, if I recall correctly.
That is correct.
Like, a lot about the price of travel. Like, I actually took notes about the price of travel.
Kay taking notes means it's obviously a very serious venture.
Or he gives a damn. One of the two. Other things of note that I remember, we were selling shit that we got. We were dealing with the dragon parts and the gold and the riches and whatever. I, as Kay, agreed. We paid off our little human friend, and I did agree that if we make more than projected, that I would go give him some money to account for the difference.
And Sylvania said he'd know we skipped out on him if Kay left with broken legs.
Yep, can confirm. That happened, so apparently my legs are going to get broken if I skip out on them. So, neat. Other than that, at the end of the session, the party was split because we like splitting the party, apparently. Theo and Kay are going to deliver the tapestry that the dragon had acquired that is of the leader of Zelkanea, the town we're in. So we're hoping to return that and get hopefully a reward of some kind. That'd be nice. And then Annah went with Syl to go sell some jewels because Annah is our best person at selling things.
Merchant?
And yes, that's the word. Merchant. So those two were going to go sell the jewels because Syl was like, I'm not going near important people, words, stuff. That's probably bad.
I am also a crafts lady.
And you are, but you're Syl. Your personality, I feel, is going to overwhelm most merchants in general.
That's how you make all of the money. You overwhelm them and they're like, we're going to pay you more than this is worth just so you leave.
I mean, that is a strategy, which is why you and Annah are tag teaming this, and I'm being the muscle while Theo does all the talking, because Theo has expressly told me not to do any of the talking.
So we're doing good cop, loud cop, is what I'm hearing, Syl and I.
Yes, and I'm assuming you're also Theo today because I'm not allowed to play silent but wants to say all the things and the adult of the group. That seems a little counterintuitive.
Got the S tabs open, so can do.
Perfect. That's what I remember.
Anything else people wanted to add in?
Kay and Syl got in an argument about how to get to Dalen, or name of place.
Yeah.
Dorisk. That was where I wanted to go.
Yep,
Or we
Dorisk
want
is the
to-
next destination.
And Syl wanted to walk. Kay wanted to spend 80 gold and teleport.
You finally got the 90 gold out of your head. Well done.
Yes. Sylvania might also make money by giving incorrect change.
Sylvania may
well,
also lose money by giving incorrect change.
I mean, Kay might also just travel to Amnodel anyways. We can get started on our shop, but that's a discussion when the full party's here and we're lacking one of us. So that's probably not gonna happen today. Maybe we'll find
Well,
out.
I did talk to Theo and got their input from it as well. So
I'm also well aware of Theo's input on this scenario, but you know, either way, we'll see how things go.
Yeah. Alrighty. So we'll start it with Kay and Theo. The two of you are venturing towards Lord Corvain's estate to bring them the tapestry, to do something with the tapestry. And Lord Corvain's estate is on an elevated and separately walled bridge on the northeast side of town. The stone keep-like structure is on a higher vantage point and looks out over the rest of the city. As you approach the gates at the base of the ramp leading up towards the estate, you do get stopped by a pair of guards, wearing fairly heavy-looking armor, but also like very well maintained. And as you approach, one of them kind of like steps kind of towards you. It's like, "Good afternoon. Do you have an appointment?"
Do we have an appointment? Sorry, I missed last session.
No, you don't.
Oh,
Hello there. My friends and I unfortunately have not made an appointment, but we have something very important to talk to with. Do we know the Lord's name? Oh my
Yes, you do.
goodness. Sorry, what was it?
Lord Corvain. Corvain. Korivvain. I don't know where you got Corvic, but sure.
Yeah, I think my audio is hearing things fuzzy. Probably need a new headset. We have something I think that was stolen from the Lord here, and we'd like to return it.
Stolen. And kind of like gives you various like suspicious look.
Kay is
What
actively.
you've been stealing?
Kay is going to just blurt, because these are the guards. I don't need to show up around the guards. Kay's going to be like, "We killed the dragon. We went to its lair. We took its shit back, and there is this giant, hefty ass tapestry on my shoulder that that has your lord. Decorated into it, and we've thought he might want it back."
And like the guards kind of look back and forth at each other, visibly a little bit confused, and like, "Wait here," and kind of goes and he steps into like a little like guard room. There's a little, you can hear muttering on the inside, and after a moment he comes back out. It's like, "Someone will be down to deal with you shortly." And so you're kind of standing there, and time's kind of ticking on. It's like a minute goes by, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and finally up towards the top ramp. You see the door crack open, and a lady comes strolling out, and two very butler-esque people following along behind her. And she's it's the human woman, and she's dressed in a very professional, well-fitted suit. And as she reaches the gate, one of the guards kind of opens it up, and she steps through. And I am Madame Lavriel, secretary of Lord Corvin. I was told you have a package for us.
Yes, a package of sorts. As you can see from my friend here holding this tapestry, we believe it needs to be returned.
She kind of pulls out a clipboard and flips through, and kind of pushes glasses up. Ah, yes, the tapestry, Lord Corvin. You all should be ashamed of how long it's taken you to deliver this package. You're over 3 weeks late. We were told to be delivered in sealed crates as well, not slung over some ruffian's shoulders. Service these days is just getting abysmal. And she's flipping through her notes.
Yes, we ran into a bit of trouble with a dragon on our way to deliver this.
Kay is gonna. We were never hired to deliver this. We found it in the dragon's lair because the dragon stole it. So.
Oh, the dragon. I suppose that is moderate reason for delay. Still, you should need to hire yourselves better guards. And you get very quickly the feeling that she's not completely listening to what either of you are saying. Which is Thale, Tin, take the tapestry and hang it in the guest hall. As for you, I suppose we do need to pay. She goes and pulls out a small sack and kind of hands it out to you. It's like, if next time we make an order, please do make sure to have it here on time and in the appropriate packaging.
Time? Yes. Yes.
Of course. Sure. Kay is going to happily take the pouch of money and just be like, we should go?
That would be best. She's turned and she's walking towards the gate with the two butlers carrying the tapestry now.
Bit stuffy, that one.
Yeah, like someone else we know.
You better not mean me.
Who would I ever meet? Kay's going
Indra
to...
feels a chill down her shoulder, or chill down her back.
I'm going to pull out the message stone in my pocket and go, Anna! Syl! Where are you guys at?
Meanwhile, Annah and Sylvania, the two of you are heading to the markets to try and solve the jewels. You are you looking around me for jewelry? You're kind of asking around, or just seeing what you can spot, or how are you going about it?
I'd probably ask one of the guards, be like, best place to sell jewelry and jewels and gold.
Oh right, we have raw gold to sell.
No, you have gold that's being smelted over at Backdraft Smithy.
Yes,
We don't have the gold yet, but I say it anyway.
And he kind of points you off to a small jeweler. It's like they'll buy most jewels.
Already into that shop.
And as you go in, the jeweler's very, very excitable. Gnome. Oh, lovely customers. What can I get you? What do you need?
As I open the door, I just slam open and be like, be ready to make the fortune of a lifetime.
Really? What are you buying?
No, we're selling.
Well, that's not making me a fortune now, is it?
Well, it does when you resell it.
Sure enough, I suppose, but that sure, of course, but of course, at that point, it all depends on how easy it can be to sell them. So, really, it's a matter of when, but let's look at what you've got. And, I'm assuming you're handing over the bag of jewels?
Yes.
Also, Kay, before I forget, there was 150 gold in that pouch.
Perfect.
go ahead.
Kay will, Kay is going to write this down, but he's not going to split the money up yet.
Okay.
Just as for the record.
Okay. And so he kind of takes the bag of jewels, puts them on the counter, and pulls it open. And like initially, he's like, "Ooh, you've probably quite a bit." And he picks up one of them, grabs out one of those little single eye microscope things, taking a look at it, and his excitement kind of quickly turns to a little bit of annoyance. It's like, "Jules, there's nothing but colored glass. What are you trying to pull here?" And goes and stick that one over to the side. And
Wait, that can't be glass. We stole this directly from a dragon's lair. Do you know how painful it is to take things from a dragon?
No, never
Dragons
tried.
don't have fakes.
well, you're welcome to take a look if you want. And kind of motions to
Take a
the.
look at it.
Okay, roll me an investigation check.
I want to check this out too.
Okay.
Man, I can't read. Woo! It's a 3. I think. Wait, no. What did I get?
You have an
22.
11. Mel, I don't know where
Sorry.
you're getting a 3 from.
The bar was rolled all the way up to a different roll that wasn't mine.
I was just like, it's like first Mel can't hear, and now she's reading 11 as a 3. I think it's more than just the ears that need checking at that point.
Yeah. The old noggin. 11.
So, Anna, you're not sure. It looks pretty. Sylvania, this is in fact colored glass.
Damn, I didn't even think to check when you take it from a dragon's lair. It was just like, it has to be real. The dragon took it.
But you like the jeweler's kind of grabbing other ones and taking a look at them. It's like, oh, this one's quite nice, and that's a nice little diamond there, and puts it off to the other side, and like as he's going, he's splitting the jewels up into like different types of jewels, and then every once in a while, he takes one, tosses it over towards the pile. It's like, we'll put any of the shoddy costume jewelry aside. We just throw it out or see if the kids want for little art projects. Hopefully you've got at least some more things of worth here, though. And going through, pulls out each jewel, looking at it carefully, and then sets it based on like the diamonds are over here, stuff like topaz is there, and like kind of separate them off in different piles. And then with each one he puts into a pile, he also makes a little note on a little journal thing that he's pulled out. And by the time he's done, he's shoved about a quarter of the jewels off to the side of the rubbish pile and has the rest of them neatly organized. He sweeps up the book, starts jotting down numbers, and you can kind of hear him muttering underneath his breath as he's mentally calculating the total. So, based on my totals here, we're looking at about 200 gold worth of jewels and gems.
Do an insight check to see if he's kind of underselling us.
Roll me that insight.
Alright. 6.
Seems perfectly legit.
Yeah, alright. I know my mead, not my jewels. Seems fair. What do you think, Syl?
Can I roll to do my own assessment of the worth?
Yep.
What am I rolling?
Insight. Or I guess, are you trying to judge what
I don't
he's...
judge people, I judge things.
Okay, then roll me an investigation check as you're kind of like taking a look over the piles of jewels.
Apparently, I have no idea.
On that one and a 2. Your forte is not jewelry, so I figure it's probably like based on what he's got for in the other piles. Like, yeah, it seems like plausible.
So I look at it. He offered 200, right?
Yeah.
I look at Anna. Anna, I told you it was a waste of time to come here. The other guy was going to pay us 300. We just need to go back there.
Yeah, you're right. I should always trust your judgment. Alright, let's go. Thanks so much, sir. Motion to start taking the jewels back.
And you're grabbing all the jewels? Or are you leaving?
Well, Well, I'll start by cleaning up the colored glass and give him time to maybe intervene if he wants to intervene. But I'll go with the colored glass ones first, like making a pile,
Okay.
scooping them up.
Roll me deception checks.
Wee. 18.
13.
I stand in front of Syl. Actually,
Honest.
all right.
The jeweler is kind of like 300 you say. And whereabouts are you? Who was it who gave you the 300 gold offer?
There was a guy in the market stall. I can't quite remember the name. He was by the thing that was selling, like, was it clothes or something? I didn't really pay attention. One of the guards motioned us to go check out with him. He was in the market.
He was down by the blacksmith one. What was it called? It was called, oh crap, no, I can't actually remember the name.
Of the
guy that was
smithy?
smelting our gold?
The backdraft smithy?
Yeah, Backdraft Smithy. It was over there. I told you, when we went to go smelt our gold, we should have just sold it right there. No one was going to offer us better than 300.
And he just kind of like looks at you like a little bit side-eyed. Well, I am. Best of luck then. And you kind of help push the jewels back towards your bags.
Whee.
Okay, I put it in the bags.
Okay. So you collect the jewels and head out from the jeweler. You got a sack of jewels. What are you doing?
Ask around. See if there's another merchant interested.
Well, we now know they're worth approximately 200 gold.
200. We can try this again.
He definitely did not assess this, think it was much more than 200 gold, and then panic when we were going to go sell it to someone else. So he actually thought it was worth 200 gold.
Okay. Roll me investigation checks as you're going around looking for another jeweler.
7.
25!
Yay, Syl.
And had a 2 and then a nat 20. Yeah, with the 25, you're able to find a small stall that's more of a, or a small shop that's more of like a pawn shop style, rather than specifically dealing in jewels. But you bring it in and...
Did I catch the name of the jeweler's shop?
Technically I hadn't given that jewelry shop a name, but let's just go with the Dragon's Eye.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk up to whoever's in charge of this one and be like, the Dragon Eye offered me 250 for these jewels, but I think he was trying to rip me off.
And the person behind the counter is like, 250? Well, I have to take a look at what you got here.
Yeah, I specifically do not put the glass ones up this time.
So
Yeah,
you hold on.
separate.
Okay, so when you were pre-bagging, you kept those separate.
Yeah,
I
kept
feel like
those
I
separate.
probably took the glass first. and
Like,
have
okay.
it.
Those are practically worthless. Don't worry about those.
Wait, so you took them with you, or did you leave them back at the other jeweler?
Took them with us, but
Okay. Just so I know that whether or not you're running around with a pocket full of random glass bits.
I think we are.
it might be a good distraction sometime. Thieves after us, we just drop that bag and then go, woo!
Oh, I was thinking throw it in their eyes. Yeah, that's a good idea too.
Just go whip a handful of rocks in someone's face.
Glass.
I have a bag of 1,000 ball bearings. They could just throw random glass on the floor when we do it too. People trip on the ball bearings, land on the shards of glass. Takes
Exactly.
like 4 D2
Ouch.
piercing
damn.
damage. Yeah, like it's fine.
So just throw a bag of D4s on the ground. You'll be fine. They're practically caltrops. But so the person's going. He's taking a look through them. And roll me a... Actually, maybe roll me an investigation check. These first. And look at the other and it's like... 250. I'm gonna do that. And kind of... like pulls the jewels off to the one side and sets out 250 gold. It's like, that's right.
Right,
Stop us from having to go back. Here you go. Thanks. That will do.
Okay, so you take the 250 gold and he takes the jewels. So you are now sans big sack of jewels.
That's for me. Is there anything of note in this pawn shop that is outlandish and interesting?
Outlandish is in like, oh dear God, why would someone ever buy this? Or outlandish is
Yeah.
in that's weird.
Well, kind of both. So, like, is there a base on the wall that appears to be singing magically?
Nothing is in regards to like magical stuff that's just like blatantly look at me, I'm magical. Roll me an investigation check.
Gladly. Come on, high rolls. 18.
18. As you are looking around, you do, it's not so much, like, strange in the sense of, like, this is abnormal, might be magical kind of thing, but more so, why? Just one of those, like, why would you make this? Why would you buy this? And basically what it is it's a cooking pot, and, like, instead of having, like, the legs at the bottom, it's, like, 4 arms. Like, they're shaped like arms that are coming out and holding up as, like, the base point of this. And the pot itself is shaped like a head. So basically this head with the open mouth, which is the pot, and then these 4 arms coming out of the back of it it's like the legs for this pot.
Big is it?
Cauldron size, so you could fit inside it.
Oh, man. Sir, how much is this thing worth?
Yeah, let me take a look. I'd par with that for like 10 gold.
10 gold? You got yourself a sale, sir. I'm gonna buy the crap out of that.
Okay. He
Takes
the gold and has that. It's like all right. The creepy cauldron's yours.
Is there anything I should know about it? Does it, like, howl on a full moon or something?
I haven't heard any howling, but I suppose it depends on what you put in there. You throw a wolf in there, it'll probably howl.
You see
Excellent.
Sylvania in the background take out a, like, notepad. Right? Note, make howl at full moon.
Even better if you don't tell me. I'll just send it. Could I carry it feasibly back?
You and Sylvania combined could probably carry it along. Because once again, it is a cauldron-sized thing. So it's not like a small, like, I'm going to cook my breakfast in this. It's like, I'm brewing something.
Yeah.
We can throw it on the cart that Dog is pulling around.
Also, just as a reminder, you have a bag of holding.
Oh, right.
Into the bag of holding it goes.
Alright, so you now have the big creepy cauldron.
Yes, big creepy cauldron.
How big is the shop?
Not huge. Why intending on casting fireball burn the rest of it down?
No, I want to stand in the middle of the shop and I take out these like weird pair of glasses and like start shining them and doing a bunch of stuff and casting detect magic as a ritual spell.
Oh, okay. Roll me a surge.
I don't surge.
Woohoo!
And then I want to just like take a look around, see if any of the things he's selling is magical.
Nothing as far as what he's selling is magical. aside from just like small like general knickknacks of like Torch of Everywhere and stuff like that, stuff that's fairly common to see. But one thing that you do notice though is that like he had like one of those little eyepieces as well as a couple other just like investigative tools on his back counter that are magical. Primarily, what school of magic is that?
Nothing he's selling though.
No, nothing that he's selling. And their divination is the magic that is applied to them.
Okay. Yep. That was boring. Never know. In a pawn shop, they might have something that even they don't know is magic. But nothing here. So we made our coin. Anna got a thing.
A thing.
I assume about this point we hear Kay go, "Hey."
Yep.
I pull up my thing and I go, "Kay, you finally answered. We're halfway to Dorsk."
You left Theo behind? Really?
Theo is with us. Don't trust the imposter.
It looks at Theo, like, directly in the eyes. It's like, are you sure I have the imposter?
I just answered, "Oh shit."
And then Kay's not gonna respond. Kay's gonna be like, "Hey Theo, how about brunch? You good for brunch? We should do brunch."
And Theo, because Theo also has one of these stones, Theo also heard the whole like "don't trust the imposter" thing.
I was waiting for Anna to interrupt me.
Oh no.
Sat there and was like, "Yeah, this is a thing now."
No, Anna was confused too. Over the phone, Theo's gonna go, "Okay, brunch sounds good. Let's do brunch." Even though you're right there. Signifying to everyone that we are gonna have some brunch. Not around for shenanigans.
Sylvania, it looks like your ruse has failed.
I didn't expect it to succeed.
Why do we want Kay to think we're leaving him for Dorsk?
Because he wants to teleport, and if he thought we were already halfway there, then he'd have to catch up.
I see. So why aren't we teleporting?
Because it's expensive?
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. What are we gonna do with the rest of our day, Syl? I don't want to brew something.
You said the magic words! To the hotel!
Yes. Yeah. Actually, I would like to go to the hotel. That'd be awesome.
Okay, so Anna and Sylvania are heading back to the hotel. Kay and Theo are going out for
Heading
brunch.
back to,
or are you going back to the hotel?
For brunch.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's really one of the only places that Kay, well, not the only place we know to eat, but it's the most convenient place.
It's free breakfast, so.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you arrive back. Actually, Kay and Anna, both of you roll me a d20.
Oh, sure.
Stitches, you're fine.
Hey, on the dot.
9.
Anna and Sylvania got back to the hotel first.
I'm on a mission to brew some stuff.
Time to brew some things.
Yeah, so you get into the room, I'm assuming pulling your big cauldron out of the bag.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you now have this big honking cauldron set up in the middle of your room.
I want to clean it if it's dirty.
Okay. Yeah,
So that's my plan.
Yeah, you need to give it a good scrub down. It's been sitting on that shelf for quite a while.
Can't believe no one wanted this. This town is crazy.
So what are we brewing?
I don't know yet. I was thinking mead, but then I realized I let all my bees go. So, still working on it. See what I have in my bag.
I start ripping apart my carpenter's tools and turning them into an alchemist kit.
Okay, that takes an hour.
Yes.
Okay. It's okay. You and Theo get back to the hotel and sit down. You're able to have get some brunch. Are you eating it down in like the restaurant area, or bring it back to the room?
Oh no, we're eating it down in the restaurant area. Now this is Kay and Theo just have some posh relaxation time, while the only person who knows how much money they got from the job is Kay. And we're gonna have breakfast.
Okay. So you sit there and are able to just casually enjoy your breakfast. And once you two finish up, what is your plan?
I'm assuming our plan at this point is to head back up to our room.
Okay. As you walk into the room, you see Annah, just like head pop up out of the inside of this cauldron as you walk through the door. Like, as Annah hears the door open, and it's this human head that's on its back with the mouth wide open and these human arm appendages as like the legs of this cauldron.
Kay is immediately going to close the door and go for a walk. He'll be back at some point.
Theo, what does Theo do? As Kay like opens the door, closes the door, turns and walks away. Because I'm assuming that Kay, you don't say a word as you just like close the door and walk off.
Yeah, I've walked in on situations like this before, where there are humans on their backs in awkward positions, and you know what? I am not the kind of person that's gonna stay there and watch. I'm getting out of there.
Just the flashbacks from his time in the Fae. Alright.
Yep. Kay saw something in a pose that was like that's a hard nope. I remember these things. I'm just gonna leave now. It's better for everyone involved.
Alright, I think Theo's gonna like look weird that Kay's stopping off, but I imagine Theo will just go, "Oh dear God, what is Syl doing now?" and open the door.
To which Theo finds Annah's like still like once again popping back up from the cauldron.
I was not expecting that. Usually it's Syl. Annah, what is
Oh,
that?
I'm here too.
Yes, hi Syl. You're not in a pot. That's great. Anna.
Oh, not
Anna,
yet.
why? And then Anna will just be like, "Cause it was really cool. And when we start brewing stuff for our bar, I'm gonna like serve it out of this, and it's just gonna be this big attraction, and everyone's gonna love it as much as I do."
Yeah, we found out that all those jewels and stuff were magical, so we traded them for this thing because it was definitely worth it.
I love how Syl is actively lying through her teeth as much as Kay is still walking around with the 150 gold coins that no one knows about.
Why is Syl so chaotic? God.
Still had coffee this morning, apparently.
What did I miss last session? So you thought jewels from a dragon's hoard was worth whatever this is?
Exactly. He offered to trade it for us, so it must be very valuable for all the jewels we traded for it.
Did you detect if it was magical?
Of course, it's not magical.
It's not magical. That walk that Kay went on is becoming very tempting.
Theo, roll me
They
a...
also gave us 240 gold.
Also gave you 240. Okay, you couldn't have mentioned that soon. What do you want Theo to roll?
I was going to get Theo to roll an insight check on Sylvania.
Fair enough. See if she's lying through her teeth, which she was to him.
So, for the record, Kay's going to start on his walk. He's going to be casually counting some of, getting a gist of how much gold is in here.
Okay.
He's going to walk towards the bar of which our friend is located at.
Okay.
Or is commonly located at.
Yeah, so you head over towards O'Reilly's.
Yep. Do I notice him here? Yeah, it's early in the day, probably not.
Yeah, he's not there quite yet.
Nope, cool. That's fine. Kay will just double back a bit later, and Kay's just going to wander over to the market, see if anything unique catches his eye. Like an interesting, what would I say? Something that he can attach to one of his arrows to make it more chaotic. That's what Kay's going to look for. Something that he can get Syl to attach to an arrow just in case of emergencies. Similar to the Dwarven Dynamite from back in the day. Just in case of emergencies arrow. That's probably going to cause problems. That's what Kay's going to shop for. In the meantime, I don't know what everyone else is up to.
I'm gonna strap Kay's arm to an arrow, and then Kay can shoot the almighty fist at his enemies.
Just imagine that fist is holding dynamite as you shoot it. Anyways.
Kay, roll me an investigation check as you're going through the market.
Cool. Oh dear. I didn't open the sheet yet. Investigation. That one. 14.
So looking around, you're definitely not finding any dwarven dynamite.
I wasn't expecting to find Dwarven Dynamite. That's just the only good example we have.
Fair. You do find a place that has a couple of flares, as well as another place that has whistles.
Ooh, whistling arrows. Those are always fun.
So, Kay is going to buy. I'm assuming I can buy a five flares and 5 whistles.
Yeah, you can do that.
Perfect. How much is that going to set this bag of money back?
That would be. The whistles are probably about a silver apiece. The flares are about a gold apiece.
So, 7.5-ish.
Yeah, about that.
That's how math works, right?
Yeah, so we have 7.5 gold.
Cool. So this bag I got now has less gold in it. Yeah, he's gonna wander around until evening. He's just gonna literally meander, because he doesn't know what he walked in on, but he knows that if all else fails, there needs to be time for everybody to finish. Everybody needs to finish whatever it is that they were doing. So let's give like 1 to 2 hours, because you never know. There were multiple people in the room. Lots of things could be happening. He's very uncertain of what he saw. So 1 to 2 hours for that. Plus a little bit of a break, because everybody's tired afterwards, so everybody needs a little bit of a break. And then like another probably good hour for cleanup at least. And so he figures he'll wander back after finding our friend at the bar.
I believe you thought you walked into a sex cult.
Kay doesn't know what he walked in on, but he knows he walked in on something that looked very awkward, and he wants none of it.
Alright, fair enough.
Alrighty, so you... So, okay, you're wandering around for a while, and after it takes a little bit for you to get it all cleaned up, but you get it cleaned and polished up nicely, and Theo is still contemplating the use of this in the restaurant tavern, and
he could have just taken the gold and left the creepy cauldron, but no. Well, Kay leaving was a bit unfortunate. I was hoping we could do like a party chat about where we want to end up in the next couple days when we get paid off for everything, like the gold smelter and whatnot.
Once we finish getting paid, we should head to Dorsk.
But did we decide how?
Walking.
Are we putting it to a vote? Sorry, go on.
If you want to wait for the party to be back, we can just say that it's like, Kay, you do eventually find Jubias.
Cool. So, I assume I find him in the bar. I pull 12 gold and 5 silver out, smash it on the table, and go, the girls were wrong about the jewels, and I'm sad. And then that's the extra coins on the table, so I said I'd give him something, and then and then I'm heading out.
Oh, it's unfortunate they're wrong with the jewels, but thanks for, keeping it up.
No worries.
And so he scoops up his gold and sticks that into his bag, and you head back to the tavern. Or I mean, back to the Queen's Lodge.
Speaking of which, during that time, I take 30 of the gold that's in this bag and put it into my gold bag.
Okay. So there
For the
was
record,
150 gold in there, minus 7.5 that you spent for the whistles and flares.
I should have
minus
100 gold.
12.5 and took 30. Okay.
Yes. So there should be 100 gold in this bag that has just casually been on me this entire time, and nothing has happened to it at all. As I approach the room and casually knock on the door.
Annah, Theo, and Sylvania, you hear a knock at the door.
And
Unless someone's dead, we don't want it.
Kay's gonna respond, oh, you don't want to split this gold we got for the tapestry? Okay, cool.
Theo opens the door. Kay, get in.
Kay's going to casually walk in. Be like, hi.
Wait, Theo, you trusted Kay to hold the gold after he walked away?
Suppose I did.
Don't
know where my head was at.
Whatever he says is in there, assume it was twice as much.
Kay, did you go to pay off our friend?
Of course. That was only fair. That was part of our agreement.
Good man. And what did you pay him?
I paid him 25 out of the 125 gold that was in here. There is now 100 gold. And Kay will hand it to Theo.
There was 200 gold in there.
I'm so sorry, Jamie, but I don't like doing the dissonance between players. Theo will take the gold and split it.
It's everyone gets 25 extra gold in their bag.
Woo!
I'll add it to
25 extra
Theo's.
gold. Thank you for adding that to Theo's. I'm sure Jamie would have fought that bullshit.
What bullshit? Syl is trying to make a profit off me. So, and Syl is still the richest party member, I'm pretty sure.
It's true.
I just said there was probably twice as much gold in there as you just said. I don't actually know how much gold was in there, so I assumed you walked off with it, spent half of it, and then came back.
Because that's what
Sure.
Sylvania would have done.
At any rate, did the smith guy give you guys a time when the gold would be all smelted down and
1 week.
1 week. So we're here for 1 week.
Yeah.
See, never mind.
Yeah. Well, that's because we also have.
There's
We've hired Backdraft to do a lot of shit for us.
Yeah, because it's a week to finish Kay's armor, as well as the other jobs that he has, and then smelt the gold as well.
I see.
So that's why it's a week before he finishes smelting all the gold.
Okay. Well, shoot. Then there's just a lot of time to kill. Oh man.
Is the party splitting up the other bag of gold from the jewels?
What other bag?
The 240 that you were
I
definitely.
wait till Kay's gone, and then I split it between the 3 remaining people.
But
Because I
well,
just stole 100 gold from us.
see, at that point, I'm already in the room and I'm not leaving, and both Annah and Theo know that there is at least 240 gold
There's 240 gold we got plus the cauldron. We're gonna split it. Done. It's being split.
What's
Everyone's in.
240?
That's 60 apiece.
So it was
Yeah.
120.
That's cute, Sil.
We are a family, damn it.
Kay just stole from us. I'm like 95% sure.
Until get his comeuppance, he lost an arm. Like,
And
some shit.
This a new one.
My point is, some shit is gonna befell him at some point.
Hay is casually debating putting one of the flares in Sil's bed tonight and lighting it.
As I'm like,
He's not going to. But
as
he's
I'm taking
thinking
apart
about it.
my carpenter's tools, I take the saw. I look at the saw. I look at Kay's good arm. I look at the saw. I look at Kay's good arm, and then I turn it into something else.
Alrighty, so I've also added the 60 gold from the Theo's. Alrighty, so as with the party all back together and the knowledge that it's going to be about a week before the gold is finished smelting, what is the group's plan? At the current point in time, just for the different orders that you guys have put in, smelting the gold is going to take a week. The armor is still another 2 days out. The meat over at Donovan's Meadery is done, and there's another 2 days left on the clothes over at Britches Get Stitches.
Well, I suppose we just stay here till it's done, and then exodus ourselves out to Dorisk, right? Was there anything we needed to do here?
Well, is there anything else that the party is wanting to do, and then also is the intent to walk?
I say we should walk and save the money.
Kay's gonna be like, we could start prepping for our business in advance, but you know, yeah, you do get. I'll go with whatever the party wants, I guess.
So, how long of a walk is it to Dorisk?
About 30 days.
30 days? Oh my god, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I agree with Kay. I'll front the money, I don't care.
But teleporting, it could still be 2 weeks.
So,
So
Kay,
Mel wasn't here for the explanation of the whole teleport system. So basically, the teleport systems in most cases fire on specific days. So like going from Galanath to Amanodel occurs every 2 days. On teleport out to places like Dorisk from Amanodel, while they do occur, don't occur as frequently. So there may be a larger gap in between when you got into Amanodel and when you teleport out to Dorisk.
Because it gets cancelled until they have 10 people that all want to go to Dorisk at the same time. So we could be stuck there for the same month.
See. Is there any way to call in advance and just be like, teleport all
no.
4 of us? Damn.
No, because they need 10 people, and we don't know if we're going to have 10 people.
Demand that they teleport 4 of us. Plus dog, plus a wagon, that counts as a person. Okay,
But that
I'm
would be
getting,
more gold.
getting the appeal of walking.
Plus, we were also told that we needed to look for ruins, and we might find some on the way there.
Yeah.
And Theo, this is where, if I recall correctly, Aaron, correct me if I'm wrong, but Theo's also going to chime in, being like, I don't want to go back to Amanodel.
Well, it wasn't even that Theo didn't want to go back to Amanodel. Theo doesn't want to spend the money. Because Theo has to, like, buy stuff for a bunch of the spells that are, like,
yes.
cost-consumed components. And so Theo's wanting to be a little bit more of a stickler with their money. They did say that if the group decides that they'd rather teleport, then Theo will go along with that. But Theo's chiming in of, I'd rather save my money.
Also, for the record, there is a fun discount once we have the teleportation rune up and running.
But once we have the teleportation circle up and running, then we can use it all the time, whenever we want. We don't have to worry about timing and shenanigans.
I mean, there's still a cost to it.
Well, that's what it costs, but
I bought the teleportation circle from Amonodel to Galanath, right?
Yes,
you bought the Galanath runes, so you could teleport from your circle to Galanath, but you still require the teleport circle in your home base.
Right, which
Yeah.
we haven't done yet.
Correct.
Yeah, because we have to
Alright.
build the tower and then the thing, which we can't start construction on the tower. Anyways, Kay's begrudgingly going to accept the fact that we're walking.
We're
He's
walking.
going to hate it. But apparently that's what it's been decided to do.
Yeah, because it's
So-
a 600 gold upfront cost to get the tower starting being built, and that takes a month. And then getting the circle set up on it is another month after that, 2,500 gold. The tavern was 600 gold to upfront cost for the opening, restock, and and all that kind of stuff. So
Staff costs, yeah.
And I
Okay.
also wanted to get a smithy running, and I know I don't have enough money for that. I did pin it in OG thing, so we can easily find the Excel sheet that you saved
Yeah.
or made.
yeah, which I still need to go back and add more stuff onto it. But yes,
So we're getting meat, right? What are we gonna do with the meat? Are we like jerkying some of it and taking it on the road?
Yeah, we were preserving it, I believe.
The dragon meat?
Yeah.
The
Yes.
clean dragon meat was all being preserved.
Are we not gonna sell it? We're just gonna keep it with us?
It is food.
Okay. Is there anything we don't want to travel with and want to send back to Amonodel back home, or are we pretty much good to leave when everything's done?
Kay's going to be like, so we have a giant dragon head.
Didn't we already book that to be shipped back? No, that's currently being.
it's currently being taxidermied, but you had paid for it to be taxidermied and then shipped to Amonodel.
I did.
Oh,
I
correct.
did. Excellent. Okay,
Perfect.
I'm glad past me thought of that. And then Kay's armor is being built. So
Wear
that's
it.
not something. Yeah. So I'll be wearing it.
Sylvania wants to, for that week, if the party doesn't want to do anything specific, see if she can convince Backdraft to let her apprentice with him for that week and just try to learn how he runs his forge, because it is fascinating and unlike anything she's seen before.
Roll me a.
You also propositioned him to come work at our forge once we build it.
Yes, I did proposition that, and he did say he'd think about it.
Yeah. Roll me a persuasion check.
17?
17. Yeah, but Backdraft let you kind of like as long as basically as long as you're staying out of the way and not interfering with his work, he's willing to let you spend some time there and watch how he goes about his work.
I'm also willing to help. I am skilled.
Well,
But if it was
he
one-
has you doing different things, but it's like because of his style of work, you lack the necessary capabilities of breathing fire to assist in that regard.
Sadly, I do not have access to the fire breath spell.
As you're like, yet.
Eventually, someday.
It's like you get the spell bullet, so you cast flame breath, and then you apply that so that whoever you cast it on can then breathe fire, and you apply that to a familiar and watch your familiar go flying in and lighting everything on fire. Because familiars can't attack, but they can use abilities. Alrighty, is there anything else people are wanting to do over the course of the week? Also, Kay, if your intent was to, like, if you're wanting to make a stint to Amonodel, like take the teleport circle in and then teleport circle back out, it'd be a, based on current day, you'd be leaving the next day, so you'd be back in 3 days. If you wanted to go and start setting up something, you could do that as well.
So hold on. Kay's going to ask the question of the group.
Also, if anyone wanted to go back to Amonodel, they could do the same thing. It'd be 40 gold total for there and back.
Yeah. So Kay's going to propose, hey, do we have enough gold to start any of the upgrades that we were planning on doing? Like the bar and Cran? Casually check our mail.
Yeah, I kind of want to see if Cran is written back to us. I will reluctantly go back to Amonodel.
Well,
And-
we don't. Kay's gonna propose one of us goes, like does all of the laundry list of stuff because the round trip is 40 gold for one person in the 3 days. Kay's not really doing anything in town right now because he has to wait the full week anyways. And Kay secretly also wants to go check on business accommodations and what have you with his underground contacts to see if there's anything else needed to be head up to Dorsk. Which reminds me, Kay is going to casually put a very important box on the counter in his room and tell no one to touch it.
Oh god, Sylvania's gonna break it.
Because it's for a client in Dorsk. Because Kay picked up a delivery job for Dorsk.
Yeah.
But yeah, so because if we go back, if we have enough money, we can get the construction started, stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd like to get the bar started, but I don't think I have enough to.
How much do you
that.
have?
I've got 200 gold.
Okay, I have 383.
Okay, you're the richest person in the party. You were lying.
Am I the richest person in the party? Well, there's a reason why I want to go travel back then, there isn't there?
As much as I want to spend the 2,500 for the teleportation circle, I feel like the bar being up and running is probably more important.
But bar's casual income. Which
Yeah,
Yeah,
bar
exactly.
becomes passive income.
Passive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
so.
650 for the bar though.
600 to get the bar up and running.
Okay.
And that includes, as I said, like restocking the bar, getting the like licensing and all that kind of stuff, and getting that back and open.
Cool. So we don't quite have enough for a convenient trip, at least unless I'm fitting most of the bill, and that's not something Kay wants to do right now.
I'll fit all of it. I just need the money first. This
Well, yeah.
Anna cares about the bar.
Yeah.
I don't got it yet.
I mean,
Phil's
Kay,
priority is the blacksmith, and I don't have enough for that yet.
Kay's priority is the teleportation circle, but also the bar because he wants to mount the dragon head so much so that other people see his handiwork. It's not even funny.
What's,
But cool.
Yeah.
Based on that, then there isn't really cadence to do a quick trip in, which is fine. So really, Kay is just gonna do.
Also, I'm just wanting to confirm,
Yeah.
because with the also Batmir is going to show up at your place. But did the party split up the gold from the that you guys had gotten from Gaunt Slayer?
I don't think we have yet, because our plan was to wait till we found out what everything was and then split it up.
Yeah, because
Which is what we were saying until today when we started selling things.
Yeah, because you
Right.
paid Tobias $375 out the gate,
Yeah.
and then Kay gave him an extra $12.50, so 12.5.
Yeah.
So Tobias has paid a total of $387.5.
So then,
And out of there was 900 gold of miscellaneous jewels, silver, bronze, usable currency, minus the 387.5, and minus 375, so 900 minus 375. You sold the tapestry, got that split up after shenanigans. Sold the jewels and got that split up after shenanigans. There's still 525 gold that has not been split up, as well as the gold smelted from the ore that you had mined out.
yeah. Okay, so Kay's gonna propose that instead of splitting that, then between Anna and him, So because there's what 575 you said?
525.
25.
525. Cool. So there's 125 that's needed, or well, no, there's 75 that's needed for the 600 upfront. It was 600, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So Kay is going to offer to split that with Anna to cover the cost, and then gonna, if that's the case, then and yeet himself to Amnodel to get construction started on the bar, as well as check the mail to make sure that what the sitch is for Cran. And then if she agrees, obviously, because we already gave her the address, who knows, maybe she's actually kind of already in town, going to be like, you called me here, and
You
there's
left.
no work for me to do. And,
For sure.
Which, in that case, it's going to be Kay running into Cran, but we don't really know yet, so Kay's going to propose that to the group so we can get some income coming in so that hopefully we can start to, build the rest of our facilities out.
I don't know.
Already still the smithy, so I'd prefer my 131. So
Hang on. I don't know what Theo feels about for money, but if we take that, get the bar up and running now, then we can use the smelted gold to get Syl's smithy up and running.
Yeah. So that, not including it, I'd say I'd sacrifice whatever my share of the smithy stuff is to give to Syl. So
I won't
get
take
this up and
smithy
running.
gold. Yeah.
Okay, well, in that case, then what I'm if the intent is to try and get up the smithy as well, because you still do have gold coming in from that's being smelted.
Yep.
If the party wants to basically chill out for the week until that has all been addressed, get that gold in, and then at that point either hunker down for an extra couple of days while someone makes a trip into Amnodel and back.
I did pay for the hotel for 2 weeks, and it's been half a week.
Yes. So it's still alive.
It's been about a week, I think, since you arrived. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you still have it for a full another week.
So yeah, we could. It'd be a couple other days worth of whatever lodging in the town for 3 of you. But if we find out how much gold we get from that and see if we can start up both, is that kind of the thought?
Well, yeah,
Okay.
we shouldn't take gold for the bar without knowing that the smithy will get up and running.
Or at least see what the difference is.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So
Well, Syl
plan.
was willing to pay for it herself. She just needed to get her cut of the gold so that she could get the smithy. Enough gold for the smithy.
Yes, we know, but if we split, none of us win. Right now, because you can't afford enough. You don't have enough alone for the smithy, and we don't have enough alone for the bar. That's the whole point.
So I won't take anything from the gold coming in from the smelter, and I'll front the 200 for the bar plus whatever from the other riches, and call her good. I don't know where Theo's thought about the money should go, so I don't want to screw Theo over, but
I believe Theo was. Last we chatted in support of getting the bar up and running, so we have casual income.
Okay. At that point, then, do we want to time skip ahead to essentially the end of the week where you guys are able to procure the remainder of the
warm clothes we were having made, the armor I'm having made.
Finding out how much of the rest of currency we have would probably be good, and then we could make a solid decision.
Which is a week from now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so then let's just time skip forward a week then. And as you said, Sylvania, you were spending that week just kind of watching Backdraft and kind of helping where you could. Once Backdraft gets to smelting the gold, they have you doing a bunch of just the physical labor, dragging the boxes over to the smelter and feeding that in.
All practice is good practice. That's what my journeyman always told me.
Yep. So, going through the list of things that people are going to need to pick up, going over to Donovan's meadery, he does comment that the body stops producing the oils that prevent the acids from eating away at the flesh shortly after death, but he was able to get a handful of really good cuts from some of the thicker slices. The rest was salted, preserved, and converted into dragon jerky. So you receive 8 preserved black dragon steaks. It takes 5 minutes to consume, deals 10 acid damage on consumption, grabs acid resistance for 24 hours, and provides sustenance for 2 days.
Hold on.
I will paste that entire thing into the chat.
Sweet.
Perfect. Because
Where is
I'm
it?
assuming. Anna, are you shoving all this stuff into your bag of holding?
Yeah, seems like reasonable.
Okay, so there's
All right.
there's the 8 preserved black dragon steaks. The rest was converted into 20 strips of dragon jerky. And those are the equivalent of a ration each.
Cool. I'll take the jerky. You can keep the steaks because the steaks are probably worth keeping better preserved.
Over at Bridges Get Stitches, as you go in, you see the one Knoll kind of perk up. Yes, big barbarian clothes. All done. We finish. 4 sets, 5 piece. Coat, foots, hands, paws, hands. And very warm. And, like, pushes this, like, crate of clothes onto the counter for you.
Love this guy.
And, yeah, there is a full set of clothes for each. And that includes coat, boots, which they called foots, hats, gloves, which were called paws, and pants.
Yeah.
So there is a set for each of the 4 of you.
Cool.
And then going over to Backdraft Smithy, Kay, he has the armor set up for you. He does comment that it's going to take about an hour the first time you're putting it on, just to make sure, like, to figure out where you need all the buckles, like how tight and all that kind of stuff, so it's comfy. You do have to attune to it, so that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
But then after that, you're all set. And very sturdy, very well crafted. And then he also has the cloak. And he comments that you can either wear the cloak on its own, has the clasp that can hook together on the front. And he kind of points to a couple of notches that are on the shoulders of the armor. It's like, or you clip them in here, and it hangs off more or less more cape-esque, as opposed to like over the shoulder around the front cloak.
Cool.
He yielded a total of 45 gold strips. Each strip was worth 10 gold apiece, for a total of 450 gold.
Cool.
So, in combination with the 525 he already had,
It says 975.
975.
So then the question is,
Also, during this period, Batamir also came over to take a look at the collection of books that you had thrown into Anna's bag.
Yeah.
And he's going through those, because there's various texts. Some of them are novels, some of them are like scientific texts and stuff like that. And there are a few that catch his eye. And he ends up buying the lot for... where's those? 200 gold.
Oh damn. Cool. So that puts us just shy of 1,200 for both.
Yeah, you're 1175 currently.
Cool.
Which is 293.75 each.
Or one of us could go back and get started on installing the smithy and the.
Well, I have enough to pay for the smithy now. So if we do split it, I'd be willing to pay for the smithy myself.
I mean,
And then
at the end of it, the smithy we all benefit from, the bar we all benefit from. So, like, if we just take that money as is, and I give 25 in for the bar, Anna gives 25 in for the bar, you give 25 in for the bar, and I'll pay for the trip into town myself, and Theo doesn't contribute because we're the ones actively advocating for these facilities to get built, then we're good to go. Because we all want the smithy, we all want the bar. It's just what priority order, if that makes sense.
I get my smithy,
You
would
get
get
your
your smithy.
and I only have to give you 25 gold, and not get my cut.
And not get your cut. Yes.
Hmm. Kay is not good at business, but I accept, and I shake your hand.
Dave's going to agree. So cool. So that's the agreement then. And Kay's going to take a quick trip to Amnodel.
Okay.
I'll give you 25 gold. Remove.
We're just going to remove that from our inventory for
That's-
prep for math for Aaron, and I'm going to remove the 40 gold for the travel now, if that works.
Okay. So going back to Amnodel, was there anything that the party was wanting to ship back to Amnodel that they didn't want to take with them up to Doris?
I have a feeling I'm taking the stupid cauldron.
You're taking the
right
big
now.
ass.
Taking the cauldron.
You're taking the big
I'll
head
wrap it
cauldron.
up. I'll wrap it so Kay doesn't have to look at it. Assuming it can go without an extra cost.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Might just have to lend Kay your backpack.
That's true. I'll just give him my bag of holding.
Okay. So things going to.
And we should probably think of a name for the bar if we're getting it up and running. Should we
Yeah.
name it something in...
Or are we going
Fey?
to do like Dragon Head's Tavern?
It's like
thought that was discussed.
Dragon Heads or Dragon's Bane or something along those lines, because we're putting a giant dragon head above the bar. Or
Dragon's Bane Tavern sounds nice. Mind you, I want to hire a Dragonborn, and I don't know if a Dragonborn wants to work at somewhere called Dragon's Bane. We could just call it Dragon's Head.
We'll figure out a name and retcon that back to our DM next time when the full party's here, if that's okay with the DM.
That is absolutely fine. We can retcon the name at some point.
Cool.
But cool. So Kay's gonna take a quick trip. For sake of simplicity, I'm going to assume that we did all the legwork to find out about these upgrades and who would be doing them when we found out the costs. And it's just a matter of everybody's like, yeah, we can do it as soon as you bring us the money.
Yeah, basically because because technically as for that first I think it was like a 2-year time period, the guards or the guard outpost technically owns the property. They had provided you a list of here's the build if you want to add these different things onto your property. And then because after the 2 years, then it's yours to do with as you will and all that kind of stuff. And you could hire whoever you want. But they basically had the contract this is who we use for these different things.
Yeah.
So all of that was already provided to you. So you don't have to do a whole lot in regards to legwork for that.
Perfect.
For the... Was there anything else that you were shipping back to Amnodel that you're not taking with you to Dorsk? Stuff that you guys have stashing for yours, I'm not going to need this for the next while, and shoving it off.
Actually, I'll put my creepy chest in the bag of holding too, and you can leave that in my room. I don't even remember what the creepy chest is for. I think it's the one that if you stabbed with a dagger, something evil came out of it.
Nope, that you gave to Oz.
Oh, to Oz.
The creepy chest is, I believe, the one that had the riddle that you got from
Right.
Gaunt Slayer.
Alright, I'll give you the riddle creepy chest to bring back as well.
Cool.
I think that's it for my inventory.
I'm casually looking at my inventory and realize I haven't cleaned out any of the dragon stuff, so I'm just gonna do that.
Other than that, I'm good to keep everything I have on me.
Okay.
But yes.
Okay, and then, Kate, so is there anything, Kate, that you were dropping off there?
I mean, I'm taking all of my shit with me, but I think the only thing of note that actually, no. There isn't anything of note really in my inventory that I don't want to take with me in some capacity.
Okay. Sylvania, is there anything that you're dumping there?
Nope.
Okay, and then I can ask Theo later.
And retcon that later.
Exactly. Okay, so... Alrighty, so, okay, you make a... you take a teleport back to Ammon Odell.
Yep.
And as you're heading over towards the... what is still labeled as the Adder's Venom,
Yeah.
I want you to roll me a perception check.
I'm really hoping I see Cran. This would be great. 21.
So as you are heading over towards the Adder's Venom, you see the very wide orc shoulders of Cran as they're hauling large crates around on the docks out in front of your establishment.
So, Aaron, you've seen me do this in reality. No one else here has. But Kay is going to, drop his bags at the front of the Adder's Venom.
Yeah.
And then he's going to run over to Cran, wait until she's not actively carrying something. Hopefully she's put something down. And go, Cran! And give the giant, beautiful orc a hug.
Okay.
I know what's about to happen, and I don't
Roll me a
regret
dex
anything.
save.
Yup. 8. I'm going off.
You
the
are
dog in the
absolutely
water.
going for a swim, because as you go and like throw your arms around Cran and yell, Cran's immediate response is just, and it's not even like it's just like pure instinct, just spins, grabs you by the scruff of your armor, and just throws you into the water with a loud splash. And as Cran looks down and realizes that it's you, Cran just like stops, looks down. Don't sneak up. It's rude.
Kay literally gets above water and is just he's swimming perfectly fine, but he's like dying of laughter because he knew this was coming, but he was just so excited he couldn't contain himself. And so he's like, yeah. Anyways, Kay's gonna climb up out of the water and go, Cran! Be very excited to see this beautiful, amazing specimen of a woman in full color for like the second time, because he's really not used to seeing her in Technicolor. It doesn't matter that we traveled together, it's just there was so much time in black and white. But Kay's gonna be like, did you get Anna's letter? I'm assuming Kay's assuming she did, but wants to confirm.
Cran nods like, I got letter, so headed to Ammon Odell. Knew I'd be here before you were back, so got a job hauling crates while busy.
That makes sense. So, I'm only here for a couple of days, but can I get you to do me a favor, and we can pay you?
What is favor?
Kay is going to explain the situation of how we're upgrading Adder's Venom to being our bar and our establishment.
Yeah.
So Kay is going to be like, general idea is she's the manager overseeing the build, at least from a client perspective.
The tower itself is already built, so
yes,
at this point
like,
it's just a matter of restocking and reopening.
Yes, but also whatever needs for make sure the upgrades happen to the smithy for still and all that.
Okay.
Making sure that happens is maintained, and then if once everything's good to go, if she wants to get started, with it, we can hammer out the details later, and I can pay her some gold in advance to take care of, in advance of her salary from whatever profit she'd be making or not.
Yeah.
But Kay's gonna be like, you in?
Well, I came here because I was asked, so I think I'm in.
And like, Kay's like, I'm not allowed to assume things. Theo gets mad when I assume things.
Good.
Cool. So in that case, Kay is going to be like, so obviously here are the details. Was there an extra room in the back of the tavern? I don't remember. I
I wanted
yes.
to ask that.
Yes, there was an additional room. If I pull up, where was it? Party house. Was this
I assume
one?
it's a better deal for Cran if she can
Yeah, because
live
there's
with it.
there's still this room
there's still the two
here.
rooms.
There's 2 rooms currently that are not occupied on the main floor.
Yeah.
And there is once again the opportunity to upgrade and have a second floor added to the structure.
Yeah, and like as Kay was planning, I think I'm moving to a higher floor once we did that. But
Yeah.
So Kay's gonna be like, so rooms here. Kay's going to give Cran 40 gold for just life things for here, just because that's what Kay agreed to do. So Kay's going to do that now.
Okay.
But also for if there's any other things like she notices the bar needs after the upgrade that doesn't happen or stuff breaks or whatever, just like here's money to help you get settled, key, and then Kay's going to yeet over to the to the places that we needed to make to finalize the arrangements, because yet again, all the work was done before, and Kay's just handing them the money, signing the agreement, so we have the contract to get shit done, and essentially, that's pretty much most of his like. I expect the teleports happen early morning, so he's like running like a chicken with his head cut off.
Yeah, you're hoofing it throughout the day, and you're constantly go. So you gave Cran you gave Cran 40 gold.
Yep.
You're paying the 600 for the tavern.
Yep.
And so let's just highlight that one in tavern. Reopen. Let's highlight that one to green. That has been done. And so you've got yourself Cran as your bartender.
Yep.
And so Cran is basically going to be in charge of also like handling everything as it's being restocked and shipped in and all that kind of stuff for the tavern.
So I'm assuming Cran. Our ultimate goal for Cran is her to be bar manager. But actually, well, what distance does the magical stones work over?
Good point. We never tested it.
And I don't think it was ever determined. But I want to check.
That's what I'm checking right now.
Because if so, Kay can inquire about with Annah, because I think there was a tabaxi that worked here prior that Annah was like, I like him, he could be good.
Because I don't think he was really in on the adder's venom in a bad way.
Yeah.
But yeah, and he had a good nose. He could smell me out.
Yeah.
We could also give your cracked out friend a job now that he's laying off the juice.
Let's be very clear. I don't know what's happened to my sandwich friend, but I don't plan on employing him.
Okay.
You can send for the message stones. You can actually send them across any distance on the same plane of existence.
It's amazing.
Perfect. So, Kay is going to relay the gist of what's happening. or what actions he's done to the rest of the party, so that they know, dropping stuff off, putting stuff in people's rooms, all of the shenanigans that we predetermined that were going to happen today. I'm also going to mention that Cran's here, so she's going to be watching supplies be brought in, helping her to do whatever is needed to tidy up the inside of the bar with the mini renos or what prep needs to be done before construction people come in. Cran's going to take care of that, and then when she can, she's going to open for business. But Kay's going to inquire about. We know about how much it's going to make. So if we want to hire an employee, just so that it's not just Cran alone, wants to inquire with the group to see, and then Kay will figure something out in a few days. He's around.
Okay. And we'll have a little mini freak out that Cran's there and be super excited and offer to pay you 20 gold to make up half of what you paid off Cran.
Cool.
So you can add 20 gold to your inventory, because I was always planning on fronting costs for Cran to get her into the bar. So bada bing, bada boom. And then I don't know how Thea would feel about having the Tabaxi work as an extra employee. Syl, how do you feel about it? Assuming they're interested.
Sure. That's the bar. Just don't let them into my smithy.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be living there, right? They'll be responsible for their own accommodations and whatnot. Yeah, so I'd say if you want to put out the feelers. I don't know how to find that Tabaxi, though. Realistically. I don't remember which page his name was on.
There's also the whole aspect of, one, you don't really know who the Tabaxi is or where to find them. And hiring on additional staff would probably be better to do once the group is returned.
No, that's entirely fair. We have Cran, so if Cran, as long as Cran's comfortable, who cares?
Yeah, and Cran wouldn't be running the tavern 24/7 anyways. It'd be a late afternoon into late night kind of time frame, and then just do that each day.
Yep.
How busy could it be in the beginning? It used to be like a front for a drug house.
But we shall see. But yeah, cool. So
Cool.
if that's squared away, Kay is going to quickly head down to the underground, because I'm assuming how it worked out is it's still the same 3-day turnaround. I'm expecting it's hey, I could go to Aminodel on Thursday. I have to wait Friday, and Saturday I have my opportunity to go back to Galena. So on Friday, once casual running around's been done, I got to sleep in my bed for the own night, which is great. Kay's going to leave my old set of armor here.
Okay.
Because he doesn't need to take it. That doesn't make sense. And you and I can talk the details of my armor later, even though for the most part I don't think much has changed. Besides, I think acid resistance. But we'll talk that later.
Yeah.
Kay's going to go see my wonderful giant dragon security guard friend in the underground, as well as take a quick look to see if there are any new jobs that have ended up going to Dorsk on our way.
Hiring Gant to get you in there, or are you making a go at it yourself?
I believe, based on the month I spent, I should be able to make a go at it myself.
Okay. Roll me a nature. No, survival. Was it survival or was it nature?
Alright, I was hoping you say initiative.
You didn't hire Gant. Roll for initiative. He comes out of nowhere to stab you in the shins.
It's a modified 20 or a 17, depending on which you want to go with, or if I have advantage, that changes too. Since I was studying to learn how to navigate.
Where is was it'd have been a survival check. Okay. Which puts you at a 17. Okay. So yeah, you're able to, like, yeah, you get lost a couple of times trying to navigate through the passages, just because a lot of them look very similar. So you have a couple of moments where you're just like, wait, I was just here. No, is left, right? And like you're just like trying to count some of the turns, which is hard because Gant didn't take the same route twice in a row.
Yeah.
But you eventually do make your way through fairly unscathed. You have one period where you see like the ripples moving across like the surface of like the sewery sludge, and you're just like avoiding that one, and you like duck down a different corridor. But you eventually do make it down. You do see Zacharias, your large dragon-born buddy, and he is currently strolling through the markets as of the underground as you arrive there. So you can kind of see him head above everyone else.
I mean, yeah.
Head and a half
Yeah,
above everyone else.
Yeah, that's pretty standard. My sexy dragonborn friend. Always need to be able to see him from any distance, and always happy to see him come or go. So that's perfectly okay by me. Kay is going to just casually go up, say hi, check in, do whatever Kay's version of flirting is. This really doesn't exist, but that's fine.
Roll me a straight charisma.
Oh, straight charisma, hey.
Straight charisma.
Well, it's a 16. That's more than I was expecting.
You go up and you try and flirt a little bit with Zacharias, and like when you first go up to them, like they kind of look at you and just kind of nod, not really paying you a whole lot of mind. You try and flirt a little bit, kind of like walk along with them, talking, and he doesn't hit you at all during this period. So you, as far as you're concerned, that's a win.
I'll take it.
He doesn't seem like frustrated or annoyed at your presence.
Which is perfect. That is my goal. So step one, he's not frustrated and annoyed at my existence. Cool. That's one step closer to banging him. So this is important.
Kay's idea of flirting with someone is just not having them annoyed at his existence.
Well,
good to know.
No, that's the first step. I wasn't rejected or yeeted into some sewers or
Fighting
into
pits.
the ocean. Like, this is good. Also, really, Kay just wants to be Zacharias to remember his existence, because it makes it much easier to flirt with someone if they remember who you are. But, as always, when Kay's down here in the underground, he's going to check our number one shady jobs board to see if there's anything heading up to Dorsk, which there wasn't last time, but just to spot check before.
Odds or evens?
Evens.
There's currently nothing on the job board.
It's perfectly fine by me. Kay got to have his moment with his big
Zacharias?
dragon friend. Yeah. So
If you're gonna, it's one thing for them to remember who you are. It's also another thing for you to remember who they are.
yes. Yes. I can't. I struggle to pronounce his name, so it's completely separate of an issue here. I digress. So Kay, as always, will head out back from the underground. It's fine.
Roll me another survival check on your way back.
Oh, this will be fun.
Nat 20.
4.
You navigate. You're like, oh, I know exactly where I'm going. You remember exactly the route you took to get down here, and you follow that route back up, and you manage to get back out of the underground unscathed.
This is the scariest of every roll I've ever rolled ever.
Because of Nat 20 on one side and no Nat 1 on the other?
Yeah, it's very stressful. I don't like that. Anyways, Kay is also, while he is around and about. He is going to check for mail for the group. If anyone has like sent mail, if we've received mail, stuff like that, because I know we had mail going from multiple places, getting forwarded to Adder's Venom, like the university, other places. Check and see if there's anything new there. Otherwise, prep to head back out to Galanath so we can head out.
So nothing new in regards to mail coming in. You got Cran set up so that she's able to take care of all the additional like work, overseeing all that kind of stuff, and got her officially hired on as the bartender. So Cran is now an employee, and got all that set up, and the yeah, you were basically ready to head back.
Cool.
So, with it being a month journey up to Dorisk, by the time you've returned, like everything will have been rebuilt, or will have been built.
Yeah. And business will have started because we don't know, we don't know if we're teleporting back, if we're walking back, multiple months of business will have happened before we get back, or at least that's my assumption. So, but this way this is started so that next time we come home, there's money.
Yeah. As if the party walks back, it's 2 months of business at least.
At least, and then that's not to mention how long we stay.
However long you stay there. Yeah.
In the mountains and that, and we don't know what that's going to look like. So cool.
Okay.
And if that's the case, before
Or if we get stuck in the Shadowlands again, and it's been a year.
7 months have passed.
whatever that looks like, Kay is going to confirm with the party before he heads to the teleporter, making sure, because there was still part of Friday left, anything else needed to be done. If there was anything, speak now or forever hold your peace.
We need to get Cran a bed. Actually, she can sleep in my bed. We'll get her a bed later.
Well, we also gave her money to deal with moving in and all that jazz too. So
Just want her to be warm.
Yeah, Crown is given 40 gold, so she'll be able to use that, get herself bedroom, stuff like that set up. So
okay.
Cran will be fine. She's a big girl.
He's also been working on the docks for Lord knows how long, so it's fine. But nonetheless, then Kay will take the trip back, and my assumption is that the party's essentially going to be ready to go by the time I get back.
Theoretically, is there anything?
Party, what have you been doing? Anna,
Theo been doing? Oh, Anna, nothing. I've been doing nothing. So Anna's just waiting to head out.
Cool.
Okay. And so the primary travel route north to Dorisk is just shy of a 30-day venture. So before the party embarks, is there anything else, including supplies, that the parties want to acquire before you head out? Whether it be rations, whether it be any additional gear that you want to bring with you, or anything of that sort.
Want to buy one more length of hemp rope, I guess?
Okay.
What was the cost? The cost is 1 gold, so I'll just pay gold.
Can I casually get one of the magical people in our party to identify 2 of the items in my inventory that I don't know what they are or if they do anything?
Theo or Sylvania could do that.
So I have a diamond-shaped silver locket in my inventory that I don't know what it does, as well as I have a teardrop ring in my inventory that I don't know what it does.
Oh god, I have to find those in my
I'll
notes.
cast Identify on both of them, see if there's anything interesting about them.
Okay, so you did not explode on either of them. Give me a moment while I find these. because these are a long time ago. These are back in the Shadowlands. You got these.
Well, you're looking that up. Can I roll 2 more surges so that I can finish off making everyone's ever-burning torches?
Yep.
Okay, everyone and dog has an ever-burning torch now. Congratulations. Yay.
It's actually very exciting.
That's not.
Because as I was going through my inventory, because a lovely DM is like, "Is there anything you want to leave behind?" And I'm like, casually scrolling, still have turtle herbs, like still some things that I'm like, I have a teardrop ring. I have nothing here for this. I don't know what it is. I have a necklace. I don't know what that is either. I'm the best. It's great.
It'd be really great if this didn't, if their search function in OneNote didn't also, like, here's another variation of this thing. Okay. Okay, so the teardrop-shaped ring with a blue jewel at its tip is a ring of water walking.
Nice.
What? A ring of water walking?
A ring of water walking, yes.
Oh, good lord. Ring? Wait, that's a real item, isn't it?
It is a real item.
Oh, well, excuse me while I add that to my ring of
Great.
water.
Now
Yeah.
Kay's gonna pretend he's Jesus.
See, the ring of water walking you've had since you were back in the Doan wetlands. This is pre-Shadowlands that this has been in your inventory.
Well, anyway, what's the other thing? Which yes, is definitely. This is great. This is fine.
Now I need to find the other one, because this is from a different... the amulet is not magical.
Perfect. Okay, that's good. In that case,
Yeah, it's a mundane silver amulet.
perfect. So if that's the case, before we leave, Kay's just quickly going to sell it to some, like go into the market, just sell it for just something.
Okay. You can sell it for about 6 silver.
All right. So if that's the case, let's just do more cleaning up of my inventory. Cool beans.
This is like going. I'm like looking. It's like, I was like, where the hell is the teardrop necklace? It's like, did the surge? Like, okay, here's no, that was tear, torn. Okay, there we go. Teardrop necklace. It's like way back.
Kay tries.
Actually, speaking of way back, Anna, did you ever get that rope identified?
No, I didn't. Oh,
Well,
So while we're here and people are casting detect magic and identify and all sorts of stuff like that.
You wild magic surge, catching identify on a rope.
225.
Oh no.
Okay, well, I guess we see if we still have this rope.
Oh.
Okay, let's see. Where? So that was just...
My glasses catch the light just wrong, and then all of a sudden the magic explodes in my face.
So 225.
Oh no.
Maybe Syl's rich again.
No, that didn't have to
No,
be a
that
high
was
number.
100.
Right.
I think that was 400.
Do.
For the record, I'm holding.
No,
the
it's
book.
2
I don't know if
100.
this matters.
Oh, it was 2 100. Okay. I knew it
Um,
was something 100.
okay. So we have. What would alphabetical order on this be? So
Great.
Annah, K, Sylvania. Your enchantment, is that currently on your sword or your lance?
It's currently on my sword.
Your lance shrinks by 90%.
Huh.
You now have a over-glorified toothpick.
Huh.
But we already got this roll before.
Nope.
Yeah, you shrunk, but that was a little different.
Well, no, all
There
of
was-
our weapons shrunk in the Shadowlands at one point.
There's 2 different variations. One where all non-magical weapons in a certain radius will shrink for a set duration of time. This is not that one.
Huh. Well, they'll either grow back or I have a really cool toothpick. I haven't really been using this one, so it's not the biggest deal.
I can buy you a new one.
So what does the rope do?
Just one moment. I just want to shove this into here. Section 44.
As we're cleaning up our inventories of magical items that
A year ago.
over a year ago, now that's just been in our inventory. Imagine Kay walking on liquid surfaces.
So the rope is a rope of mending. You can cut this rope and push those 2 ends back together, and they will rejoin and be just as strong as they were before.
That's awesome. Kind of oddly specific, but still cool.
And then did anyone have the black obsidian orb?
Is that the cursed one, or did we get another black obsidian one?
No, this is also from the Mage's Tower that you found in the Doan Wetlands.
I don't have it on me.
I missed the session where people collected all of these things, which is probably why they haven't been identified, because Sylvania would be all over all of them.
Well, you didn't have identify at that point.
Yes, but they still would have been all over all of them, and been like, what does
it's-
this do? What can it do?
It's not in Sylvania's or in Theo's inventory either.
I don't think it's in, yeah.
So I think it might have been something that you left behind.
Yeah. That's fine. We left it behind, so you can never tell us what it was.
Uh-huh.
Ever.
But you did have the pouch of 6 stones, which you went the entire duration of the Shadowlands without looking into to
Yeah.
find out they were your message stones.
And we've already determined this party doesn't look into our artifacts and shit.
I know.
I had a bag of holding for over a year.
Almost a year.
This year, yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty. So now that that little bit is done, and yeah, the party doesn't look at their inventory very often. So the party is all set, has purchased any kind of supplies they need for going north.
I'm just double checking here. I have like 50 pounds of rations on me at this point, if I include the dragon jerky, so K is good.
Okay. How's your carrying capacity looking?
Oh, hold on.
With
I have
50 pounds of dragon
wait.
jerky.
Correction. I'm doing fine. You and I have to update my armor, but
Yeah.
I've been hovering at like 70% most of the time. It's fine.
Okay.
We don't let me carry heavy things.
It's okay. Sylvania might have a -1 to her strength, but she wears armor that's as heavy as hers, so, you know.
Yeah. Alrighty. So as the party has gathered everything they need, and it's early morning as Kay is teleported back into Galenath, the party is ready to head out of Galenath and finally start making their trip northwards towards Dorisk. Batamir bids you farewell and mentions that if you find anything interesting, to let him know.
Before we actually leave, can I stop by Backdrafts one last time and be like, hey, remember how I offered you a job? It's currently being built. So in a couple weeks, you know, if you're interested, you could theoretically start working.
And it kind of looks at you, it's like, I am working. Once you're back in Amador, give me a shout and we'll set something up.
We have 6 call stones, right?
Give me a second. Yes, there was a total of 6 stones.
Would the party be willing to leave one here so we can possibly call him and not letter or have to walk back?
But only if we're willing to leave one at the bar at some point as well back home.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
if that was the case, can I retcon leaving one with Cran?
Um,
As things that we're saying we're doing, but because I didn't realize we had 6 of them.
Yeah, there's a total of 6 message stones. And what? Yeah, we'll say that we'll retcon that 1 message stone has been left at the bar for Cran.
Because
Or the smithy when he works there.
yeah, we'll just
There's
one at base just in case.
Yeah, there's one at the base, probably within the main area, like your area behind, like where all your rooms are. There's probably a point there that is embedded, so you can interact with it there.
We can leave it here in Galenath so that way we can get in contact with him. I'm fine with that.
Sure.
And the other one, message, stone left.
If he doesn't start working for us, we'll just get him to mail it back.
Exactly.
Do a POD. We will pay for the shipping on delivery.
Okay. Alrighty, so as the party is getting ready to head on out, we are going to take a break here. So we'll be back in like 10-ish minutes.
Bye!
And boop, and there's one more thing I need to click. That one. Alrighty, we are back. Are we back? Yes, we're back. Welcome back. So as the party gets ready and heads out from Galenath, and we're going to be doing this basically week chunk at a time. So over the course of the first week, the party heads out from Galenath through the exit of the Edralis Woods, and then starting to head north. Also, you can see on the map the route that is basically, this is the common travel route to Dorisk. And so there's little green markers that are like, no, not the clicky thing. Helps more the clicky thing.
The green markers that
Like a
show
milestone?
like,
You know-
checkpoints or milestones.
Yeah, those are each about approximately a week.
Okay.
So over the course of the first week, the party heads out from Galenath, heads out towards the edge of the forest, and heads up, starts heading north along the edge of the Edralis Woods. Can I get everyone to make me a perception check as you're casually traveling over the course of this week?
2 modified 20s.
Ooh, Theo's rocking a 23.
7.
So we definitely see those creepy ass fucking totems every night all the way.
So, Sylvania, your attention is fixated on getting out of the forest boundary as quickly as possible, and as such, you pay very little mind to your actual surroundings.
I'm ignoring the creepy things that I know are watching me. There's no creepy things watching me. There's no creepy things watching me.
Precisely. Kay, Sylvania, and Anna, as you look at the Tavroth totems, you see them alongside the southern edge of the forest. You see Daisy, Blade, and Charlie. Charlie being extremely far from where you first saw it. Because Charlie was the first one you saw. And as you're looking at them, you notice something a little bit different than when you first encountered Charlie. One of the antlers is broken, and there's several large cracks across the skull. It's not too hard to determine that whatever the Tavroth are, this one was encountered in a fight and may not have fared as well. And
Charlie.
yeah, Charlie was the very first one. And
Just to double check, are you making Theo roll magic surges for the nightly domes?
I will be. I'll do it at the end of each description area.
Cool.
And I'm just gonna punch into here. We have. Already, and during one of the nights, Theo, while hunkered down in the hut, awakes to the sound of footsteps outside the dome. And looking about, they see one of the Tavroth walking past, carrying the corpse of a partially butchered deer in its arms. It's hard to see at first glance, but upon taking a little bit more time and focusing on it, Theo is able to spot several arrows embedded in the deer. The Tavroth strolls past the dome, paying it no mind, and carrying the body into the woods, fading into the darkness as it leaves Theo's dark vision range.
Theo's gonna start drawing happy pictures in the dirt to try and calm down from what he has just witnessed.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Yeah, that's messed up.
And
they were protectors of the forest, right? Is that what we learned?
That is one of the theories of what the Tavroth are.
The theory, okay. Alright, yeah.
And over the course of the week, you eventually do break free from the that main path leading in towards Galenath, and start following the forest edge north. So we'll get 7 surge rolls. So you just do roll 7d20. And we'll see if we explode.
Seven's not an option, so I'm gonna do 5 and 2.
Oh, if in chat you just type /r space 7d20, then it'll roll all of them in one go.
Nice. Alright, did it.
Okay. We did not search. So as you follow north and east, circling or cresting the northern tip of the Drellis Woods, the party follows the forest line as it goes north, and eventually curving east. The majority of the land surrounding the forest is farmland. And I'll get party to give me another set of perception checks.
14.
14.
14.
Oh man, it's
Come
all
on,
up
Theo.
to you, Theo. Come on, Theo.
Aww,
Unacceptable.
Theo ruined it.
17.
It's also funny because everyone has different modifiers on their perception, so it's just just this mishmash of numbers, but most of them 14s. So as you, for the party, well, initially there was a wider variety of crops, especially on your trip to Galanath, between Amanodel and the Jawless Woods. There was a wider variety of crops. But you're noticing that the further north you're getting, most of it's becoming just long, dense, sprawling fields of wheat. However, being fairly early on in the season still, while they are growing well, most of the stalks are a little over waist high currently. And Theo,
Is K waist high or Sylvania waist high? Those are
K
very different waist high.
that is very fair. Sylvania, they are taller than your head. They are roughly K waist high.
That's awesome.
And as you're starting to, or for Theo, as you're nearing the ridge where the Jawless Wood starts curving south, Theo notices a cascade of trees that have been toppled over, probably sometime within the last month or so. Large, thick tree trunks have been broken or uprooted and just pushed over. And this continues into the forest, but the section of toppled trees rapidly gets narrower until finally there's just no more evidence of more trees getting pushed over.
So not a Goliath taking footsteps or a colossal giant walking in the woods. It's like a section that slowly gets narrower.
Yes.
Okay.
Roll me a
Intelligence? Theo's good at those.
roll me a history check.
History. Yes. Theo got an 8. I'm sorry, Theo.
I don't know, maybe it was a plane?
Can I roll a history check?
Theo would tell everyone,
yeah,
hey,
Theo-
by the way.
Yeah, Theo would point this out. So everyone can roll me a history check if they want.
Sweet. 17.
How did I roll a 6? I have a +4.
So Mel, you remember something that you've been taught back when you're still living in Yesher, that there are creatures that can change their size. And so you feel that what might have caused this may have been in the process of shrinking as they were hitting that forest edge. Still quite large initially, smashing through a lot of these trees, but gradually shrinking, thus the area being knocked over was gradually getting smaller and smaller.
Guys, I think the rumors, and I guess not rumors because I saw one for myself, we're in colossal territory. We need to be careful that we don't get stepped on. So everybody, eyes in the sky.
Are
All
you
the
sure
time.
this wasn't a very precise medium?
I'm not sure. So no or yes. Either way. Let's
I guess
move
the real
quickly.
question, are they pushed inward towards the forest?
Yes.
Or outward away from the
They're
forest?
pushed in towards the forest.
I think something was landing, and it was manipulating itself, so it's small now. So be wary of squirrels, even. There's basically nothing we can trust.
Hey Anna, there's a squirrel on your head, and one of my birds land on her head.
Oh my god.
I thought there was an elephant. Because yeah, we had Ellie and Hip.
Yeah, Ellie and Hip.
Right. Yeah,
Ellie
I bet.
lands on her head, just...
Oh, and then I realized it's Ellie, and I let Ellie stay.
Ellie's fine.
And so one of the nights while you're camping out, the entire party is very abruptly awoken to a siren-like wail echoing across the forest, and I'd like everyone to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy.
Is a 19 okay?
Does a 19 hit? I don't know.
Wait, what con you said?
Constitution saving throw.
Theo has a 10. Anna has a 13.
Apparently I also have a 10. My high bonuses are not helping me today.
So Kay, you hear the sound and you like grab the pillow and just like drag it over your head, just trying to muffle the noise as much as you can. The rest of the party sits up abruptly and is looking, trying to see what's going on.
Is he rolling dice?
I am rolling dice.
No.
Everyone in the party, except for Kay, takes 15 thunder damage and is deafened for the next 4 days.
4 days.
Wait.
4 days.
Wait.
Because we're doing the trip, we're doing the travel week at a time, which is
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Fuck.
Do I have immunity to things? Probably not.
Kay,
well.
you take 7 points of thunder damage, but you are not deafened. This does mean that Kay is the only person in the party can currently hear.
Theo is peaceful because he doesn't have to listen to Kay for 4 days. I know you're saying things. I know you're being very mean, but I cannot hear them.
Sylvania thinks everyone's deafened, therefore is going to sing opera the whole time.
Yes.
But as abruptly as the wailing started, as you're looking up, also is with it being the middle of the night, it's hard to make any details out of the creature. But all you're seeing is a silhouette kind of outlined by the moonlight. But the creature is massive, probably upwards of 70 feet tall. Vaguely humanoid as far as number and general placement of limbs go. So head, 2 arms coming out of the shoulders, 2 legs coming out of the lower body. Though its posture and proportions are much closer to that of something like a gorilla. Once again, harder to make out any specific details. Is things like smooth skin? Is this thing covered in hair? All that kind of stuff. It's kind of hard to make out. But it is there. But as abruptly as the wailing started and the creature appeared, you watch the creature just vanish. And the world is silent once more. More silent for some people than others, but and I'll get you to roll me the 7 surges for...
You betcha. /R space
7d20. Yep.
Nailed it. We got a surge.
We got a surge, and a total of 69. Nice.
All right. So
1d4?
Wild Magic Surge,
1d4. And then 1d100.
So 4.
73. Sorry, Theo. I hope I don't blow you up.
Where is...
It's on the higher end, so it's hopefully positive.
So
Theo
this
grows
is
5 inches tall.
4. Option 73.
What's good for Theo is K shrinking.
That's true.
I'll be fucking head.
It would be so funny.
Yeah, you'll have to go back and visit the Arcanus and get them to stretch you out again. Wild Magic Surge for 73 is... So normally it's a nice warm night in the dome. But everything around you drops by about 20 degrees. Currently, the temperature is about 2 degrees, even inside the hut. Which is odd, because normally the hut warms everything up to a pleasant temperature.
Is it warm outside the hut?
No.
Can I take all of the very warm clothing that we made for the trip to Dorsk, as well as my cape, and just wrap myself like very bundled up in these layers
Are you taking everyone's clothes or just yours?
I'm just going to take mine.
Okay.
So Sylvania stands up and starts pacing, walking away, and seeing if it gets warm eventually. Like, is this a radius thing?
You get about 50 feet away, and then suddenly you're hit with this wave of warmth as you go from it being about 2 degrees to being about 22 degrees.
Yeah, I hit that line. I hit that line, face plant into the ground, and go back to sleep.
Tiny Hut can only be cast once in a day, right? Once per day.
No, it can be cast as many times as you want, but if Theo leaves the circle, then it goes away.
Yeah, so are we relocating the 50 feet and trying again?
I think we should, rather than build a fire in the hut and then die of smoke inhalation.
Fair enough.
Well, Sylvania's already back asleep, and Dog's just going to sleep on top of her to protect her. This isn't the first time.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with you.
So that's what you
Everything,
can be told.
it's everything to do with the rest. Well, Kay's probably fine. He's
We
bundled
will-
up quite nicely.
Yeah, I think we should relocate closer to Syl's body, though.
All right, we're gonna relocate. We're gonna relocate closer to Syl's body, I guess.
Already.
But not
That means
closer
you
to
gotta
my
roll
soul.
another-
Where's my soul?
Roll
Absolutely.
another one. There we go.
13.
Alrighty. So you move over and Theo's Theo just doesn't really like the coals. Theo's hurrying a little bit fast to get over to Sylvania. And as Theo passes that boundary of it being like 2 degrees up to 20 degrees and hit by that wave of warmth, Kay and Annah, who are behind Theo, also immediately get hit by that wave of warmth. As the cold zone has now dissipated.
Kind of uncomfortable, the sudden change. Twice in as many
Span of like
minutes.
few minutes.
Okay.
Let's just add that to the...
Wake up that morning. I had the weirdest dream that Theo messed up the hut and made it cold.
Still, your dreams are so lifelike.
I know. Wait, how did you know?
Seems like a shared life experience. Let's just keep going.
Oh,
Pretty sure-
shared dream?
Pretty sure it's Theo's demon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no! Oh no, not Theo's demon! Wait, I found out that it's Theo's fallen angel unicorn thing.
Yes. So as the first few days of this next week are very odd for some people, as Kay can hear Sylvania singing. Sylvania, roll me a performance check.
Can I purposely fail? She is not good at opera, but she's singing opera.
Roll me a performance check and see.
Can she?
Wait.
I really want her to be rolling with disadvantage because she can't hear. Fuck.
Sylvania, you are doing your absolute best at the highest possible volume you can muster. Kay, you wish you had been deafened. The performance check is not to see how well Sylvania was doing, is to what extent of gusto and fervor was Sylvania putting this out. And without being able to hear, the tone deaf is very apparent.
Question.
Answer.
Wait, I can't do it because the creature won't be willing. Never mind.
What are you gonna do?
I was gonna turn her into a cloud for 4 hours, or for an hour, so I could get some peace and quiet, but I realized that the creature has to be willing for me to turn them into a gas,
So
and
you get to hear the entire 4-day opera of how Fred the Gnome became the first person to discover how to infuse items with magic.
Yes.
Curiosity. I- For each of these 4 days that this is happening, Kay is gonna try to detect a portal that he can try to run away to. It doesn't matter where it's going. He just wants to run away. As such, I believe. Is it? It's just an action.
Yeah, roll me d20.
16. I'm betting I find nothing, but
You do not find a portal.
But you know what? I was really hopeful.
If you had nat 20, then I was going to give you a portal.
And I was gonna run. I don't care where I would have ended up. I would have been like, no, I'm leaving. I'm splitting the party. Everyone would be super pissed off at me.
Take a one-way trip to the Fire Realm.
I look at Kay jumps into the fire realm, look at portal. Okay, have fun, Kay. Keeps walking.
What it would turn into is then Aaron and I have a bunch of one-on-one D&D sessions like every Saturday for a while, and then I just kind of show up one time and I'm like, hi guys, I'm back.
Hey, what is this little fried chicken crisp talking to me?
Do you smell burnt toast? But the party travels together in a relative silence for the better part of the next about 3 days, and before you start to kind of regain your hearing, Kay's heard the tale of Fred the Gnome about 12 times by this point. And I part of me imagines Kay is kind of singing along at this point, just out of maybe if I sing, it'll make it less bad.
I've started to memorize the lyrics. It's been on repeat for 12 hours. It's just like me singing Avril Lavigne's Skater Boy back in the day. Just gotta listen to it on repeat. It's the
Wait,
only
Kay,
good song.
you know the tale of Fred the Gnome?
I was like, I don't know it. Please tell me. It sounds interesting.
Hey, it's gonna look Anna directly in the eyes, and he's gonna cliff notes it. He was a gnome. He enchanted things.
No, he didn't just enchant things. He was the first to enchant things.
No. Kay is going to take his hand. He's gonna put it over Syl's mouth. It's gonna be like, I've heard you for the last 4 days.
Wait, you weren't deafened?
Stop telling this story. And it's just like the burning fire in Kay's eyes right now. It's just Kay is infuriated, but he's like screaming at Syl would have done no good because obviously no one else could hear. And
it never occurred to Kay to write a note.
Nope.
Being like, I can hear you, and just hold it in front of Sylvania.
Nope.
Where?
Let's be clear. I don't have anything to write on.
I always struggled with line 437. The 5th syllable, was that improving over the last 4 days?
Kay is going to look at her and sing the note pitch perfect to her. Actually, she's going to try. I will roll a performance for this.
You're rolling a
just
performance for this.
Kay is going to,
You're average.
with his 10, with his average singing ability, is going to be like, this is exactly what you sounded like. No, I don't appreciate it. Take
No,
a
I
break.
don't think you quite captured my singing properly. You're more of a baritone. I'm definitely a soprano.
Rest your vocal cords. It's been a long couple days. Drink some tea. Just... And like, I'm imagining Theo just being like, "What is happening? This is another one of those rare moments where Kay is turning into an adult, and I don't very much like it."
Ah, good times.
Oh well,
Alright.
you got a good history lesson. Everyone should know about Fred the Gnome. He is my hero.
So from this point on, every time Syl mentions Fred the Gnome, Kay is going to search for a portal. It's just, Kay has been scarred from this 4-day trip, and now never wants to hear about Fred the Gnome. I'm worried there's going to be some time where we end up in Elrosh.
The party is going to go to an opera where it is singing about Fred the Gnome.
It's either that there are going to be statues, and Kay's literally just going to be like, "Where's there a portal? Fucking get me out of here. There's a portal in the castle of gnomes." Well, guess what? We're going to break into the castle of gnomes so I can... Like,
You teleport to the portal leads to the demi-plane of Fred the Gnome.
Oh, man. Wouldn't that be a treat? Anyways, that was week 2?
Yep.
Alright.
So the party continues east. Right now you are making backtrack.
Yep.
So the party continues east, leaving the Jealous Woods behind as they continue to curve southwards. But the party is traveling due east for the majority of the next about 5 days, flanked on both sides by wheat fields, eventually reaching a fork in the road where one branches south. The signpost for the southern path states leading to Theioryn and Shilmista, whereas the northern path labeled as Surme, Dorisk, and Frosher Mountains. I want to get people to give me a perception check.
25.
17.
4.
And a 6 for Theo.
So for Sylvania and Theo, while days of walking past farmland has left you time to ponder the finer things in life, like where Athariel's tower may be, what Cran might be up to, or whether it's better to roll 1d12 or 2d6. For Annah and Ryan and Kay, you see, shortly after, about a day after you'd start heading north, you notice a farmer struggling quite a bit to pull his oxen forwards in one of the nearby fields. Is the party doing anything?
First off, does this field have a scarecrow? Just a quick glance.
Give me a perception check.
10.
10? You do not see a scarecrow.
Perfect. We should help this guy.
Wait,
Clearly
okay.
needs help.
Okay.
We should...
help?
Can we ask him if he wants help?
Yeah, that's better than just forcing it, I suppose. Good point, Kay.
Dog, forward, full sprint.
Also, Kay refuses to leave the wagon because the last time he hopped a farmer's fence, he got put in jail. So he's gonna let the rest of you do it.
Oh, that's fair.
Guard, full sprint.
So it's Anna and Syl because Theo's gonna. Like,
Well, if you refuse to leave the wagon, and the wagon is attached to Dog, and Dog is not going full sprint, you're going too.
No, I specifically made it so Dog could be released. So leaving the road, I'm releasing from the thing.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna hang out at the wagon.
So Anna, you and Sylvania head forward. Sylvania at highly accelerated pace. And you see that the farmer oxen is currently stuck in some muck, and is being stubborn like an ass and not trying to back out, which can't because of the equipment that's hooked onto it, and refuses to try and move forward. But as you approach, what are you saying?
It's an ox trying to be a donkey and some equipment. Got it.
We're here to help. We got your message. So with the quick payment of 50 gold, we will get you out of your rut in no time.
And the farmer kind of looks at you really odd. Message? 50 gold. What are you talking about?
We got your message. We are from the
What
future.
message?
We come back to help you. You die here if we don't help you.
And he looks at you very suspiciously. You're drunk.
No. My
Oh,
people are
sir.
bored.
I am sorry about my friend here. She is indeed very not sober in her own way. We genuinely just want to help you. Your lack of scarecrows leads me to believe you're a good guy.
Why are you afraid of scarecrows?
There was a mishap with the scarecrow once when I was growing up, and I've never been the same.
Anna's afraid of scarecrows. Got it.
Oh, crap.
Added to the notes.
Writing it down.
I am. Much like Theo and Theo's Golemology that they took as an extra class back in college.
Freaking love it.
Like, I can't pay you, but I would greatly appreciate helping get this stubborn bastard out of the muck.
I am an excellent animal handler.
Okay, roll me an animal handling.
Sweet.
Nat
26,
20!
I just is it a donkey?
It's not. It's an oxen.
Ox, that's what you said, sorry. I'm like, excuse me, oxen, right now, swift of hoof, let's go.
And initially, the oxen kind of looks at you and just kind of snorts. But you kind of go up and interact a little bit and kind of coax it forward, getting it moving forward, and it gets its back legs into the muck to try and to keep going forwards, but does eventually pull itself forward up and out of the muck, and you have helped free this oxen.
Sweet. I was encouraging it the entire time. Pets all around.
Yeah. And it's I must say, I've never had anyone be able to interact with old Betsy, though, quite that way. She's getting old, and she's getting really stubborn in her old age, which, I mean, that's only fair. Grandmama's pretty stubborn, too. She's going on 112, and she still won't die. But, on the brighter side, since you did help me out, if you and your friends are wanting to have a nice place to rest, a hot meal, you're welcome to stop by and crash over at my place for the night. And kind of points to a cabin or a log house that's a little ways down the road.
I lean over to Annah. This is how all the horror stories start.
Oh, isn't it great? But there's no scarecrows. What time of day is it? Are we getting into winding down time?
Yeah, it is by this point later evening.
Sweet. We should ask the other two if we want to stay here.
Two questions. First question, do you know of any ancient ruins around? Second question, your house doesn't happen to be built on an ancient elven burial ground.
No to the first one. Most of what we've got around here is just farmland. Definitely no to the second one as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not even 80 yet, and so if my house is built on an ancient burial ground, that's long before my time.
Like the time is Jim.
Well, I see no problem. It's not built on an ancient burial ground, so it's probably not a horror story. And,
Free food.
So going back and grabbing Kay and Theo, what are their thoughts on crashing there for the night?
Yeah. How you feel about it, Kay?
Kay, we're staying at this man's house for the night. It might be a horror story, but that would make it fun, so let's go. He offered free food.
That isn't jerky.
Hay is going to begrudgingly agree because he's getting a little bit tired of what I assume you're going to make me reduce the jerky count at some point when we're done this trip. But he's getting a little tired of dragon jerky.
Fair. So as the party goes and heads over to the house, and it's a nice little log house. There's the older fellow, Grandmama, who is ancient and sitting at the table. And as soon as he comes in, like as soon as the door opened, is like, "Close that damn door! You're letting all the cold air in." Like, geez, what were you, raising a barn? Hurry on up!
No, I was raised in a blacksmith. We leave the door open because it gets way too hot.
Did you bring friends? Did you bring bandits in here? By golly, if I had half a mind left, I'd beat them senseless. And you just hear him just like, "If you had half a mind left, I would have beat you senseless."
I love that he just wants her to die.
Hey, Grandma, you want some pork chops? Or steak? Sorry,
So as the party kind of winds down for the night, he cooks up a decent meal, nice hot stew for everyone, and we are gonna get Mel. I'll get you to roll 6 surges
And do.
instead of 7 because you're crashing his place for the night. Unless Theo wants to cast Leoma's tiny hut inside his house.
We
hit us.
Surged on the first
On the first day, okay.
Theo, I'm so sorry.
Hey, to be fair, nothing bad has happened from these yet. Okay, so roll me the column and the option.
Oh, yes. Pardon me. We got a 2 and a 26.
So we had a 225 already, and now we have 226.
It's all better. It's going up.
That's relative.
Okay.
Let's see, what is 226?
my toothpick is about to become a giant's lance or something.
Crushes you.
No, so as Theo is sitting there casting, and as the cast finishes, like I'm assuming that everyone is like sitting like generally around Theo as they're finishing casting, just because like consistently like, oh yeah, the cast goes fine. As the dome like encapsulates around everyone, 100-gallon sphere of water appears above Theo's head and then just bloosh and splashes all around the inside of the dome.
Out of curiosity, due to the ring of water walking, do I like float upwards? Do I still swim? How does that work exactly? Because I would be dying of laughter if the water just splashes and I just go whoop and then start bobbing up and down like a buoy on top of the water.
I take out my water skin that holds too much and start filling.
Let me just take a look at.
Theo is having a time. It sucks. But relatively less.
No, because you basically activate the ring and like you can stand and move across any liquid surface if we're solid ground. But because this is falling down on you, you're still getting soaked.
Okay. Cool. If that's the case, before I get soaked, like when I notice the water falling, can I Misty Step the fuck away?
Sure, roll me a surge.
This is fine.
I'm gonna laugh if it's another
Surge was a
surge.
226.
Okay, you do not explode.
So
Cool.
how high is the water above Theo? Like, we notice it and have time to react?
It's like right above Theo's head.
Okay.
It like,
'Cause I
whoom, Boosh.
Because, see, so what I'm expecting have happen is because we all watch Theo do tiny hot magic all of the time. As Theo is doing the ritual cast, I'm watching the spell form overhead, and I'm like, no! And Kay's like, bye! And Kay's getting the fuck out of Dodge.
Because I want to wild shape into my octopus form.
Actually, for both Kay and for Anna, roll me a straight D20 as your reaction.
5.
Crit 20.
Okay, so Kay, you absolutely spotted going awry right as the sphere of water started to form, and you Misty stepped out of there like ASAP. Anna, you did not notice it in time, and did get hit with the swallowed waters inside the dome.
Sucks to suck.
Theo, that's very good for cooling us down after a hard day's work. Can you do that every time?
I hope not. Bringing out his beautiful long hair, bringing out his robe really angrily.
Theo, you remember that you can magic, right? You have
Prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation.
That's right. I forgot for a moment. I prestidigitate everything.
So Theo prestidigitates everything dry again.
Yeah. Begrudgingly in like a cube or a 1 foot cube, I think is what it was.
Do we move away now that the ground is all wet?
Probably.
Okay,
No,
roll me another
another
search. Roll me another cast.
Oh, bah humbug.
Theo,
Woo!
don't
He did not explode the second time.
Don't move. We're fine here. You prestidigitate the ground. It's dry. It's fine. Just we
Too
should
late.
go now.
We've already moved a little bit. Done the spell again.
Yeah, Theioryn walked out of the dome.
But now we can explode again, and this time it might be fire.
But
We stand like 50 feet away.
and nothing happens.
So is the I'm saying where am I need to be. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna get everyone also to write off. This is the end of the third week, so 21 rations from each person.
So we are out of. I've actually, you know what? I'm gonna get rid of all of my, or the majority of my regular rations first. So, and then some of the dragon jerky. There. Of my Dargan jerky, or as I put it in my inventory.
Dargan jerky. But well, as you're spending the night at the farmer's house, they're talking with you about some of the stuff that you kind of got coming up ahead. He comments that a few days up the road, you're gonna probably reaching the Lake Olvask, or Olvask or Olvelsk. Where's my picture? Olvelsk.
O-V-E-L-S-K.
Yeah, Olvelsk. And he comments that the water there is a bit murky in the summer, but in winter it's a great ice fishing spot. There's also a few small towns along the shoreline where a party could replenish any supplies they need, rest at an inn if they so chose. And he also comments about beware of wandering out too late once you get into the tundra. Moonwraiths roam across that area and can be rather hostile if provoked.
Moon wraiths?
Moonwraiths. So is that
Moonwraith?
Like what? Can you elaborate what a moon wraith is?
a creepy specter? They float along and will. They like to trade play tricks on people's minds. And if they find the living, they tend to try to cease that living. Some people think that they deem it as a slight against them because there's the living and they are not. All in all, just be very wary of them.
Hey, be wary of those, but what about winter blink wolves?
Those you probably won't find in the tundra. That's probably going to be a bit further north. You mentioned you were heading to Doris, correct?
Yes.
If you keep traveling north further than that, that's more likely where you're going to find them.
Yeah.
Though they do often do have requisitions for people to obtain the frostwolf pelts indoors. So if you're looking for work and looking to hunt them, then there's definitely work for you.
Definitely looking to hunt them, not looking to get rid of the pelts.
That's probably not going to suit you as well in that case. But yeah, north past Doors, they do like the whiter climate, the whiter landscape where they can blend in much better.
Regards
Okay.
to the wolves and the moon wraiths, what's the best way to deal with them if we do encounter them?
If you do encounter the moon wraiths, the biggest thing you're gonna need to do is figure out which one the real one is.
Oh boy. Okay.
Each and of their own, they're not terribly strong, though they are resistant to more mundane stabbings. So any kind of magical gear, silvered gear, stuff like that, that's probably your best bet. As for the wolves, I don't know. They pop in and out of existence all the time. At least that's what Grandpappy said. Isn't that right, Grandmama? I'ma beat you with a spoon!
That's
You
Grandma.
want us to feed her an acid steak?
And he's just gonna look at you. It's just like, I don't think it'd work.
We could try.
Okay, that's helpful. Do we want to stop in Ulvesk?
Olvelsk is the lake, which the road takes you up
the lake.
past. There's small like fishing towns along the shore, along the shoreline of it.
Of the town was the... Okay, gotcha. Would we be opposed to the detour for restocking supplies, or do we want to just go straight to...
You'd
Right.
pass alongside the town, so if you're wanting to stop in, it's not like it'd be like an extra day or two detour kind of thing.
Yeah, perfect.
We could stop in.
Okay, so I'm getting low on rations. I still have some, but...
Maybe they have someone out on expedition, and therefore will know where ruins are.
But the night comes and goes, and in the morning you hear Grandmama griping. It's like, you burned my eggs again! How hard is it to make an omelet? And he's just like, I didn't make you eggs, I made you toast. And you call this a pancake? But the part... You okay there, Mel?
Yeah, I love this character. I'm sad that we don't get to travel with her. Just an old biddy. The old boot.
You know, the problem is she won't take the boot. But the traveling northeast and heading across the start of the Sorme tundra, up towards Lake Olvesk. The temperature over the course of the next few days drops significantly and consistently, down to the low single digits, probably about 2 to 4 degrees on average. And the vegetation greatly thins out. Like, as you're traveling, you start seeing like the wheat fields kind of stop, and Like there's the occasional coniferous tree, but their growth is stunted and they're drastically smaller. The ground beneath your feet is hard, cold, and rough. The terrain, like even the grasses and all that kind of stuff, kind of died off for the most part. And most of it is kind of like a muddier, rockier terrain. And I'll get people to roll me perception checks.
13 for Theo.
Well,
I somehow nat 20.
24.
After a nice hot meal, Sylvania, you are perked right up, and you're like, we're only like a little over a week away. We're doing good. We're making good time. And so you and Kay, you spot small critters skittering about between the rocks, and you're also starting to, or over the course of like some of the nights, you're seeing the occasional like silhouette traveling along, just like at the very edge of your dark vision. Kay does not see them just due to the fact that humans, so no dark vision.
Can I leave after the first night I see one, can I leave my ever-burning torch like 100 feet away from our hut and see if I can get a better view of one of them?
Yeah, that's doable.
See if it'll attract them, and then see if there's
Yeah, and one of the nights the second night, you put out one of those ever-burning torches about that 100 feet away. And you see, like, midway through the night, you do see one of these moon wraiths, and they float above the ground. They have a long, dark cloak that just kind of, like, drapes and rags off their body. And you can see, like, a skeletal hand emerging from one of the sleeves. And it moves around, and it, like, comes up and looks at the torch, and seems curious about it initially, but then deems that it's not living and moves on.
Can I attempt to make a drawing of it in my journal?
Sure, give me a performance check. You do a decent drawing of it.
Fascinating.
But over the course of the night, it leaves you alone. The party does reach the southern tip of Ovelsk, and is that you do find a small town there if people are wanting to replenish supplies. It's a small fishing town, so it doesn't have anything extravagant. But there's like basic supplies, stuff like that can definitely be picked up.
I'm just gonna buy like a week worth of rations.
Okay.
For most of the gold.
Yeah, so anyone...
Other than that, that's it for me.
Okay. Yeah, anyone else buying, like, replenishing rations or anything like that, by all means. And the group continues northwards, following kind of along the river Cadrusay. And... Okay, during one of the days you're going along, you do spot several small critters that are kind of skittering between the rocks, including a small gray fox. It kind of like stops and like as you're like the party is kind of trucking along and kind of looks up, kind of like looks at the party kind of leerily before turning and starting trying to book it away. And as night falls on one of the nights, you note a dense fog kind of sweeping its way across the tundra. Several silhouettes moving around within it. And you hear a yell at one point. And you can see what looks like one figure running, as if fleeing, as another one is pursuing it.
Is the hut existing at this point?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not leaving the hut. Kay refuses. Kay looks at Theo directly and is like, I trust nothing. That sweet old couple said fucking no. And you know what? I'm inclined to agree.
So, does Syl notice this?
Yep.
Full charge.
Okay?
Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna go with you, Syl. I'm gonna wild shape into panther form and like try and spot you, because I assume you're gonna put them on dog and bring them back.
I'm going to attempt to save this person. You have thought that Syl has more of a plan than she does, other than
Oh.
save this person.
I really need to go with you then. Yeah, after noticing that there is a figure fleeing from what I assume is moon wraiths, I will charge out with Syl.
Alrighty. And as you book it out into the fog, and Theo is just kind of like looking at Kay and looking at Sylvania and Annah, it's just like, what the hell? That is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Yeah, called it.
I want to save this person.
I don't fucking expressly told, don't go into the woods at night. There are moon wraiths that are fuck you. No, I am not going after some spooky shit in some woods at night when it's cold outside. No.
Congratulations, Kay. You are now smarter than half the party.
I listen to my elders occasionally.
You have arrived.
So Sylvania reads too many hero stories and wants to be the hero.
That's great.
She wants to be the first to fail if she thinks she's going to lose, though.
That's true. She's not above booking it out of there.
A hero with survival instinct.
The shit she gets away with because she has dog means she's faster than most things.
Alrighty. So, thank you to my beloved players. We've got Cran back at the Dragon's Bane, or whatever we're opting to call the tavern, which is being restocked. Actually, by this point, it has been restocked. The smithy is mostly built. We're 21 days in, so the smithy has been built. And the party is most of the way to Dorsk, and Annah and Sylvania have gone rushing out to save a figure in this fog. So the kitties also say goodbye, and we will be back in a couple of weeks.
Bye.
Bye.